We started off as Titans, and now we're the Jets. The start of every season always starts with the sweats. Vinny T, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, what's the deal? Don't even try to tell me that the curse ain't real. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny boys, Jets worldwide. Why, yeah, boy. Like and subscribe. Fitzpatrick, the end of every season is always tragic. Doug Bryan missed, everybody got pissed. 2 Super Bowl seasons ended with just one twist. 15 years without the playoffs, is Aaron Glenn legit? We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit. We're coming for you, better run and hide. Snowball and Johnny boys, Jets worldwide. Like and subscribe.
"15 years without the playoffs, is Aaron Glenn legit?" Yeah, you know what? We're going to need a new intro next year. And you pick Rich Reason Why.
Hey.
What's going to be the reason we need a new... What's the better reason for needing a new intro?
Because Aaron Glenn has led us to the playoffs, and we're there, excited, hyped. Everybody could, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. It's gonna happen. I don't know, man. But it's Friday.
Yes,
we got paid, but man, I'll tell you this much: we got a ton of bills to pay, and it's just worldwide on a Friday night, man. I'm so excited.
You got paid this Friday.
I did not get paid.
This guy did not get paid because it's the summer, man, and teachers do not get paid during the summer. So I got bills and I have no money. So that is that. We have 2 excellent guests tonight, Johnny. I am very excited to have them on. We are going to talk everything Jets training camp tonight. Nice jersey. I like all your white.
I like all your white.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I am excited to talk about, but you know what? Let's go ahead and bring them on.
Yes.
It's going to be a lengthy conversation because, dude, we finally got some stuff to talk about, right? First off, big shout out to everybody that we've had on the show. It has been a awesome run that we've had. I mean, big shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Bill M. I see Mikey Holkins, our guy Coach Glick, Armand. Welcome back, and everybody else that's tuning in. You guys know what time it is, but it is Friday night. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guys. I'm going to let you do the intros, and you bring them on because you kill it with the intros. I'm just a guy.
Hailing from Long Island, New York, weighing in at, we don't know how much he weighs, but we know he's pretty tall. He's over 6 feet tall, I'm guessing. The host of Just Jets, Mr. Matt O'Leary.
Where is he?
You bringing him in?
I brought him in.
There he is.
Hey,
what's going on, Matt O'Leary?
I appreciate you not dropping the weight in there because it's not a number we like these days. It's
okay.
We got to work on that a little bit.
And your co-host for Reality Check, Jeremy Jets Chaos. That's it. He doesn't get anything special.
Why he gets a real good?
Because he's a jerk.
Our guy, the chaotic one. You might want some reviews on some of the really good and great delectable food that you like to eat. Him and his brothers, right? Brothers plural, if you know what I'm talking about. Talk about all the different. They've been to All American. They've even had some White Castle. They've even talked about a tamale that is hailing from Arizona, which makes no sense to me. I don't know, but he is a fun-filled, and he's just a great guy, man. So the other half of the Reality Check, because he puts us in check, he'll put you in check. Our guy, Jets Chaos. Welcome, my good sir.
What is up? Johnny is legal, my lord, and he's okay. Johnny is legal and Snowball is gay.
Thanks.
Oh man.
Well,
What's up, fellas? What's up? I haven't
Dude,
talked to you in a long time.
I cannot wait. When I was talking with Snowball, I said, "Look, training camp is getting ready to occur."
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
lost
something
him
happened.
already?
I don't know. I don't know where he went.
Hmm.
I don't know where he went.
He said that's enough. I'm done.
All right, no, we'll bring him back. I'm just messing with him. It's being a jerk.
So you guys know this is where this team they excel. We are the reigning off-season champions. I mean, we are undefeated. The hope is back. I'm on that train. I am so excited to see what's gonna happen. But I was talking with Snowball. I said, dude, who can we bring on to talk right before training camp? Who are the guys? And I was like, man, damn, we need a real reality check. And I was like, bingo. Let's go ahead and bring our guy Matt and our guy Chaos into the building. So, guys, what you guys have been up to? I mean, what you guys have been doing? It's great seeing you guys on here again.
I've been eating Costco chicken tenders if you've been watching my channel. But I have not been talking much about the Jets. I'm kind of in hibernation a little bit, and except for Sunday night, sometimes there's been a little bit on Sunday night, but that's about it. And it's been nice, but I think it is time to get back into it, and I think it's the best way to start off the season. I think before just popping back in on Wednesday in reality check, but to spend some time with Matt this weekend and get warmed up, for Wednesday.
Yeah, we haven't been doing the show the last couple weeks because of honestly how quiet it's been. And I was telling you guys before we got started, I'm doing a summer class this year teaching, so I've been a little busy with that. But I'm ready for training camp. Training camp's always a fun time. There's a lot of storylines to come out of camp and, matchups to watch that I'm looking forward to. So excited to get back into it and chop it up with you guys tonight.
So we got Mikey in the building talking about whiteout for the entire panel. Love it. Love it. Dude, that came out. And I haven't talked about it yet. I've been so slammed, so busy with work. I mean, Snowball, he has been a maniac out on the island. Like you guys, I mean, Matt, I don't know if you've been seeing him, but he's been like everywhere, dude. Just he doesn't know what to do right now. Like it's summertime, so he's just out there randomly. He's teaching people on the corners. He's teaching, just doing it all.
I'm surfing.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere.
Keeping it real. So you want to talk about the white uniforms because they're pretty sick.
They are pretty awesome. So let's bring it up. Right here, it is. The whiteout. They unveil it. They show it. I'm gonna start with Matt. Matt, what was your thoughts when they finally revealed this? I mean, they had the whole, inside of a black bag, and they had that extra little shelf for it, and then boom, they hit us with this. What was your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it looks really clean. I'm a big fan of the look. I think my favorite Jets uniform set is the white on white with like the obviously white pants and white jersey. Just makes me nostalgic for the Rex Ryan era. I feel like they wore that a ton during those 2009 and 2010 seasons, so I was always a big fan of that. And I think the wardrobe could have used a white helmet. I go back and forth whether I think it would look better with a green face mask or not, but even with the white face mask, I just think it's a really clean look, and excited to be out there week 2 in our Talking Jets event in a white jersey and cheering on our guys in white.
Senior Chaos.
What do you think?
Well, I'm beginning to feel like as I talk about this white and love the white on white, I'm also feeling very racist as I sit there and talk about how much I love the whiteness. I mean, and how much I say the whiteness is so superior to wearing anything with color. Matt is uncomfortable. No, I've always loved the white jersey. I love the white helmet with the green. And I think that I really have always I don't like all green when they go green top, green bottom. I've never liked that at all. I'm okay with green on white, and that kind of thing. But I love these uniforms. I don't, I do. I love it. The most important thing to me is that we got our logo back, though, to be honest. Like, that's the thing that is really over the last few years that really made me happy and brought joy back to me, is that we have the correct logo, and anything other than this logo just doesn't feel right to me.
And it could be week 2 actually could be reverse, like the opposite racist remark that you just said, because it's a white out. So moving on. Moving on.
So Snowball, what did you think? Because I mean, you are Snowball, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody knows you as that. I mean, I know you as the man.
This hat is the Snowball version. If you actually look it up online, if you go to the Jets gear, it says, and it was created actually just for me, right? The New York Jets actually put this out just for me. It is the Snowball version of the hat, and don't shake your head, Jeremy, because it's real.
I'm just thinking we better put one on Charles then. Like, that it's very important that Charles wears that hat then.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
What I'm thinking.
All right.
I tell you guys this much, right? I love it. I think if they were to rock the all green and have the white lid like that, it would make it pop, so it would look so fresh, so clean. I love this, but if you guys look at the picture, and I wanted to put this one, so you see Breece, right? Breece is looking good. Breece is rocking Nike.
Okay.
It's all matching. It's all good, But then you get Garrett Wilson. And in the video that dropped, he has Adidas freaking catching gloves on. And they're black and white, just like that. Now, maybe I'm a little bit too old school, because I'm a guy that is, if I'm rocking Nike, I'm rocking Nike. I'm not mixing up Puma. I'm not mixing up Adidas. I'm not mixing up British Knights. I'm not mixing up some Boss. I'm not none of that. It's going to be all Niked out. Am I tripping for that? Or like, did anybody else notice that? Or am I being a weirdo, being the only one to point that out?
If you gave me a million guesses, I don't think I would have come up with that as something to notice.
Yeah, that's one of those kind of like I'm sure you were very good at the game Find Waldo. Finding Waldo. Like, you're good at detecting those things. That's really good. Like, if you I remember my students, we like on when rainy days or when we're done with their lessons, we give them these fun games where they point out what's the difference, find the clues in the picture and everything. And Johnny, you probably would have been my best student.
I'd have been your shining star. I would have been all about collecting the stickers. I'd have been all about it. So we got our guy Dano in the building. Party with Peganardi's in here as well. He says, if I was on this panel, I'd be shirtless and match these guys.
Hey.
But shout out to our guy Phil. Phil comes in and says, in 98, when they returned to the white helmet, I said they should have kept this logo with all the variations of helmets they've had. I've been screaming for this one for 30 years. So I want to bring one last thing, and then we're going to get into the training camp.
Yeah.
This helmet,
Johnny, this helmet would have been look really cool with two green stripes down the middle.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
I can see that. Yeah, to match the two on the sides. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit too much of a fashionista on it. I mean, Chaos is clowning on me. So was Matt. Low key, I got shade from both of them right now. Just putting that out there.
Maybe you just have better style than us. That's possible. You just might have better style.
Nah, dude, you're the one that's on the the One Just Drive shows and all that. I'm like, yo, that's Matt. Yo, that's Matt right there.
Looking all nervous and getting online.
Yeah, go figure.
Mikey brings up a good point. So there should be two stripes on the pants, not one to match the jersey.
I have to say that I do like I like the one stripe. I think the
I like
one
the
stripe
one
is
stripe.
pretty dope. So I
Okay.
think so. But I agree on the sides of the pants with the double on there. But kind of like this. So this brings me up because when I saw this, I instantly thought about week 2, which they went ahead and say, oh, 2026, that's going to be the home opener. But I was like, yo, are they throwing shade and giving extra ammunition to the team that we're playing there? Because their actual uniform looks exactly like we have, other than the G, but they have the 2 stripes going down, but the rest of it looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I mean, again, am I the only one tripping out seeing this, or what? Chaos?
It's looks pretty similar. Looks very similar. Very. It looks almost like makes me nervous. Like, oh my God, are they copying us?
They definitely are.
You know, is the Green Bay Packers trying to be more like the New York Jets?
Does he have Adidas gloves on?
He has Nikes. See, Nike. See,
He knows
this
how
would
to
make
do it.
sense. This would make sense. I mean, the 2 stripes, right?
Yeah.
With that, Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, you know what? Again, something that I had no reason to think of, but I'm glad that you did. It does look very similar. There's a lot of teams with the all whites now. I feel like the Bengals have a really good version of it.
I love
Theirs
that.
doesn't have the green, obviously, but the Jets and the Packers, there's a couple of the green teams.
Mhm.
It does look similar, but I think it'll really pop, assuming the Packers are going to wear their green with the yellow pants and the Jets in all white. I think that has, the potential for a really nice aesthetic to open up the year.
It's gonna look good.
Yes. And I'll be sitting there, probably next to Matt, tapping him on the shoulder a lot. Hey, big guy. Hey, big guy.
Nice.
Have a fry. Have a fry.
Johnny and I will be there as well.
Can't wait to see you guys, man. Can't wait to give Chaos a big old hug too, man. So
Wait, you're going? You really are going?
dude,
Oh,
yeah, I'm going, man.
You're going,
Like,
but with our crew? You going with our crew?
I mean,
We'll be
I'm
showing
kind
up.
of like we'll be showing
Okay,
up.
you're showing up, so you're gonna come over to where we're tailgating and everything and do all that.
Yeah, of course,
we'll
man.
definitely-
I gotta come through.
Oh,
and show love.
Johnny, you're gonna get a big hug. You're gonna get a big hug.
Yeah.
We have to grab something to eat together somewhere. We have to
Damn,
find
Skippy.
some-
We should do
we can
the
break bread together.
a good sausage and peppers, and we'll do it like Lady in the Tramp style, right? You
Oh,
get
yeah,
one side. No?
No, what I definitely am gonna try to do that morning is before I get to the stadium, so they're fresh, because they're probably open. I imagine they open up super early. I'm gonna try to go to. There's a really good bagel place by the apartment in the city that I'm staying at. Maybe I'll try to go there and grab like as fresh bagels as I can. And I'll get some. I'll get like a bagel with cream cheese, a few of those, like really fresh. And as soon as I see you, I want you to try a really good, high level, high quality bagel and cream cheese. And I'm definitely going to try to get my friend Matt, because your car will be nearby, to put it in before the game. I'm going to try to bring you a bag of those gluten-free ones from that place
Oh,
that I sent you pictures of.
yeah, love you long time if you could pull that off.
Hey, Jet 71, big shout out Jet 71's in the bill. He says, I'm good with anything but the black. Too many teams wearing black. Jets are green and white, primary colors. True, but
Right.
I also do like the blacks. Like, I'm not gonna front the black uniforms when they had it on the I think against the Cincinnati Bengals, and it was all blacked out with the black, but then it had the little white on the actual Jets logo. I thought they were dope. I was like, wow, these looks cool as shit at nighttime.
I don't know. I saw them at like the Patriots game with Zach Wilson, and they were cool for like a little bit, and then no.
I like it. I like the blacks.
like
What
the
I
blacks.
didn't like was when they had in 2022 when they were don't click. I did not like when they had these white jerseys and the black pants with them. They wore those a lot that year. Did not really care for that combination, but I do like their black uniforms.
Yeah, in the winter, I can't stand black ice. Black ice is so dangerous. Like, you always avoid black ice. You don't want to go near black ice, okay? Because it's very dangerous to go near black ice.
The one time and the one and only time I've ever got in a car accident was with black ice, and it sucked.
Yeah.
And I
Black ice are the
total-
worst.
I totaled my parents' Mitsubishi Galant. And yeah, you guys remember, right? The Gallants were the joints, and it was.
They still
Yeah.
are.
I know. Peganardi says though.
Nothing more dangerous than black eyes.
So
Moving on.
do you really like the Gotham unis? I don't. I can't stand them. I think they're hideous.
Yeah. The number style is, I don't know, man. Like, who do they have who designed these uniforms? Honestly, like, I don't know.
The green isn't like green enough for me.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, it's an army green, but it's like the grayest army green that I've ever seen. It does nothing for me. I don't like it.
No.
It's not
That video-
Jets.
That video of the kid who's like, I hate this team. I was born into this. Like, whoever that kid was, he had that, like, the rivalry jersey on, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I was like, everything's wrong about this picture. Him being angry, well, he was right about being angry, but uniform just didn't seem right. Just
No.
And parties
No.
with the Paganardi says it's disgusting,
It's like they just
100%.
just overthink it, you know.
right?
It's just over. It's like when you overthink, that's what happens.
Worldwide Jet Setter, welcome aboard.
Oh, someone's new.
Oh yeah, and big shout out to our guy Florida Phil 98 gifted a worldwide jet setter that went to our guy Macho Talk Sports. Big shout out to Macho, and Macho says thank you, Phil. Shout out to Macho, guys. Go check him out. Macho Talk Sports. They just dropped the video yesterday at 8:00, and it was great. They talked all sports and everything. And then he was the first guy I called today when you see LeBron freaking James goes to the 76ers. I was cheering. I was so happy that he's far away from anything to do with the Knickerbockers, you know. So thank the Lord. Good luck. Have fun. Deal with that. That even looks better for us.
I'm asking everyone in the chat, if you have not hit the like button already, please hit the like button. If you've not hit the subscribe button and you're new and you're not subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well. This is Jets Worldwide. I'm Snowball. That's Johnny Boy. We got Matt and Jeremy, Jets Chaos, joining us tonight to talk about training camp.
Oh, yeah, but before we get into that, can we tell everybody that what gets you into the raffle at the current moment?
Oh, have we even shown what we're raffling?
We have not shown.
We haven't shown, but
and
listen,
Phil got into it. He's the first one.
All right. I don't know how we're gonna run this because I'm not gonna be here next week, and then should we just do it at the
beginning of September?
Yeah, like the beginning of September.
Yeah,
we'll do it. All right.
Show them.
So there's no certificate of authenticity on this, but this is I was there. Matt is my witness. So if you want, Matt, I got this signed at the Wayne Corbett, at the Gangrene Beach Club. So
yeah,
it does say,
Snowball signed it himself. It was really cool. Wayne Corbett walked right past him. Snowball said, "Damn it!" Took out the sharp
exactly. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'll do it myself. Damn it.
So
it does say Wayne Corbett on it, and it does say Mr. Third Down on it. So this is a Mr. Third Down Wayne Corbett. So yes, this is up for grabs. So if you're in, like Phil, $4.99 gifted membership and super chats. $4.99 super chat will get you the Wayne Corbett Mr. Third Down helmet.
That's pretty badass. Mr. Third Down, like how many people have that? I don't know anybody. That's the first time I've actually ever heard that. So that's pretty awesome. Shut you out, Snowball, for thinking a lot better. But look, let's get into it. Tuesday, rookies show up. Thursdays, the vets. We're gonna start finally hearing some stuff about the our beloved New York Jets. But before we get into that, there's a lot of questions that we wanted to ask prior to going into training camp. Again, I couldn't think of anybody else to bring up here because I was like, these are the two perfect individuals to go ahead and bring on to the show to talk all training camp. And Chaos, Matt, we're going to go ahead and start it off with the actual first thing that we got here. And it's, I think, very important. Everybody has been destroying this guy. I don't know why. It's kind of like to me, I'm an Aaron Glenn guy. I do support him, but this is a valid question. Can Aaron Glenn handle the head coach and DC responsibilities? Can we finally get a turnover with him at the helm of the defense itself? So, Matt, your thoughts on this?
I think it's a fair question to ask, right? Because he, like, and I want to believe in Aaron Glenn too. Last year one, I think it definitely showed that he has a lot of work to do to get up to speed, to be a quality coach in this league. And now you're adding something else onto the plate. Now, I think in Detroit, he was definitely a solid defensive coordinator and he handled the play calling just fine there. But is he going to be able to do that while also, managing the game and knowing when to take a timeout and personnel and all the stuff that a head coach has to do? So to me, this is one of the biggest questions for Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets. And I don't think it's fair to sit here and, prognosticate if he can or can't do it. I think we just have to wait and see, honestly. And we're not going to know until we get to the regular season.
Chaos?
Look, Aaron Glenn has done nothing to earn my trust. He's done nothing to make me feel excited that he's our head coach. While that's being said, it is also true that Aaron Glenn has not completely lost my hope that he could be the guy that could turn it around and start winning games and suddenly grow with this team and be the coach that, is good for this rebuild and takes us hopefully to new lengths. But I mean, obviously other magical things have to happen, like quarterback, the right guy has to come into play. I say that I have that hope still because I looked at Bill Parcells' numbers when he started in coaching. I looked at Bill Belichick, and there's many others. And there's lots of coaches that have had success in this league that have been very good. And if they were judged by their first year and they were fired and never given another opportunity, we wouldn't be talking about them and they wouldn't be, the people that they are today. So for those reasons, I am willing to hold on to hope and not completely write them off and say, this is just us waiting for him to get fired so we can get a real coach. I'm not at that place yet. But also he hasn't earned any trust from me, and it wouldn't take that much for me to go to that place. So, he has a lot to prove. As far as what Matt said, I feel he was a fine, competent defensive coordinator at Detroit. I don't think he was great. I think he was competent. I think that Frank Reich is competent. So I think with that being said, I think there's a chance we could see a much better team, along with, of course, the improvements we've made to the roster.
Guys, everybody in the chat, we are having a poll up that says this actual question itself. Either type 1, 2, or 3. Let us know that if you believe hell yeah, hell no, or number 3, it's going to take a while. But we are checking out the chat. Everybody get involved. But can Aaron Glenn handle the head coaching and DC responsibilities? Turnovers. Turnovers is kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about. And with Aaron Glenn, he's the defensive guy, right? That's what he's known for. If we got to give him his main superpower, because I'm going to bring back superpowers. That has to be his superpower. But is it like to kind of make that hope be a lot more? Would you say that in the first game we get an interception? Is that making you guys feel so much better? And you're like, oh shit, things are starting to change. Like we already did something that we didn't do all of last year. Snowball, your thoughts?
I think we get an interception in the first game. It depends on what kind of interception it is, though. Like if it's a deflected pass or something, whatever. I don't care what it is. Actually, thinking about it, I don't care if we get if someone on the other team just hands it to us. I don't care. We need a turnover game one. Does it restore my confidence in Aaron Glenn as a head coach and a defensive coordinator? Maybe, getting people in the right position. Yeah, I think that would be a good thing. But, I mean, we need turnovers. That's it. Plain and simple. Aaron Glenn is a defensive coordinator. He was before he was a head coach. I believe, Jeremy, you were a former educator. I believe in people being able to learn. I'm sure we have a professor with it. I mean, this panel is just loaded with educators. And Johnny, you were a student one year, so
I was the best one, baby.
You're the best one. What I'm
Yes,
saying is
that's
people
schools
can
of
learn
prison.
from their mistakes, right? People can learn from their mistakes. Sometimes it swamps you. The New York market, the Jets with their history. You don't think this guy felt the pressure last year? This guy was under a butt ton of pressure last year. He was in the biggest media market in the entire NFL. And then he puts his foot in his mouth and says, all these different things. He's trying to like puff out his chest to the media, whatever. He was under a lot of pressure. He took on too much. I'm going to tell you that. It was too much for him to handle last year. I don't think it's too much for him to handle this year. The only thing that worries me is the DC responsibility on top of being the head coach. But you know what? If that's where his comfort zone is, then that's where his comfort zone is. Maybe that brings him a little bit of like security when it comes to being the head coach as well. Sometimes you get in your groove when you're doing something that you're used to. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that he's able to handle both responsibilities. And I do think that he's going to get at least one turnover in week one.
Well, so let me ask you guys this then. I mean, so I think that he could do both. I think there are some people that are out there where they could handle a big amount of different tasks that they have to do. And sometimes when you're given more work and you're under that gun and under that pressure, you start to do stuff that you've never been able to do before because you start to adapt to it. And I think Aaron Glenn is going to show that. I think he has to, because I mean, dude, the fan base, we make a lot of noise, and you better believe that Woody Johnson is listening and hearing that. I mean, big shout out to our guy Jake, because I got love for Jake, but dude, there is a ton of people that heard him on the whole Aaron Glenn and what he's not done. And again, it's been warranted because at the end of the day, they've only won 3 games, but I always come back with the whole, like, you think they should have fired Jimmy Johnson when he was over there with Dallas? He only won 1 game that first year, so they were saying the same stuff. Can he potentially do that? I mean, he got the players, right? I mean, do we have a Troy Aikman? No, but I don't know. It's an intriguing one with Aaron Glenn. I'm rooting for him. I really want him to do well. I mean, he's one of us. Why would you not want this guy to be the one that finally leads us? To be honest with you guys, the whole turnover stuff, I could care less about it. I just want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Get us some W's, right? When it's time for that critical timeout that you need to make, or that decision of should I go for it or should I make a field goal or whatever, do it and be confident with it. And I think he will, man. So get into the next topic.
Yeah, it's funny you just before you say that, because you mentioned Jake Asman, and I just want to say I love Jake. He's a friend, but a healthy debate in a healthy debate. He says he would go around and he was asking everybody, give me one reason why Aaron Glenn should be the head coach of the Jets next season. He said that after the first season. And I would like to counter that and just say my point back to that would be when Bill Parcells finished his first year with the Jets at 3-12-1, what was one argument you can give why Bill Parcells should have held on to his job? With the Giants. Like, why did Bill Parcells get to keep coaching his second year? Can you give any reason? Can Jimmy Johnson? Can you give any reason? So it's just like when people make those arguments of give me a reason why Aaron Glenn should be the head coach of the New York Jets, maybe I can't give you a great reason, but you could ask that about every single coach who had a terrible first year.
True.
Right?
True.
Yeah. Oh, we have Phil. He says Snowball will be doing. Whoa,
I don't know what
where'd
happened.
it go? Snowball be doing the horizontal Mambo Italiano. Yes.
Hell
Phil,
yeah.
I'll be leaving on Tuesday. Actually, Monday night at midnight. So we're going to Italy, boys.
We're going to Italia. And then we got our guy, Dano, that says,
Yes.
love you.
Love you.
We love you too, dog. Can't wait. And guys, after the show is over, 9:30, the Danger Zone, him and the whole crew, man. Big shout out to D Murph in the building. I'm gonna be over there, so I cannot wait, man. But let's get into the second topic. I mean, Chaos, you kind of talked about it a little bit. Will Frank Reich make this offensive competitive? Can we talk about it, Chaos? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I think that Frank Reich, like if you look, there were two different versions of his career. And when there's the version of Frank Reich with a good offensive line, and there's the version of Frank Reich with a bad offensive line. And when you look at his negative performances as an offensive coordinator, it was when he didn't have a good offensive line. And I could argue that that's any offensive coordinator almost. Unless they have some other factor, like some Superman quarterback or something, an amazing quarterback who, so is, can he make this offense? Can he, or will he? I would say absolutely yes. Do I know that for a fact? No, but I'm very hopeful that he can because he has a resume where he has done it. And I happen to believe that the Jets have a pretty solid offensive line. And I do believe on top of that, we have a lot of weapons.
Matt?
A fair answer.
I think that's a very fair answer from Jeremy. And I'm giving Frank Reich a chance, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, there's no shot that it can work. But similar to what I said for my first answer with Aaron Glenn, I think he still needs to prove it because this is someone who's been out of the NFL for a couple of years. And honestly, his last couple stops with, the final year in Indianapolis, he gets fired halfway through 2022 and then didn't last the full season in Carolina. And you could bring up the whole Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud and the argument that there were rumors that he really preferred Stroud and the ownership wanted to go with Bryce Young. And if that's the case, clearly, obviously going to have some problems there. But he's a veteran play caller, veteran offensive coordinator in this league. I think really you have a quarterback that you're in Geno Smith that maybe at this point in his career has a limited ceiling, but you're hoping has a higher floor than what the Jets have been working with in the last couple of years. And there's enough weapons and playmakers for a creative offense to be had. So, I don't think they need Frank Reich or Geno Smith for that, for that to be said either. To be some sort of savior. I just think they need to come in and come up with a legitimate plan to utilize all the different weapons that the Jets have this year.
I mean, with Frank, I got to say that, I think he gets a lot of the bad rep because of his stints as a head coach. But I think as of OC, he's been pretty well. And he's known as the comeback kid. He's played that position as a QB. Everybody that ever talks about Frank always talks about all those comebacks that he's had, college and in the NFL itself. Can he do that and give some of that to Geno Smith and make him, dude? Geno Smith right now, he's getting it from everywhere, dude. All this stuff that they're pulling him over and all that, they're just giving him in a negative light right now at the moment. I think he's putting that on his shoulder, hearing about it, and he's going to be playing with a chip this year. Can this guy unleash that offense? I think so. I think the perfect marriage that he has with a couple of the young cats that they've brought in, right, with a lot of the assistants and all that, it's going to help out, and I think it's going to benefit. Snowball, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I looked at Frank Reich's career, and when he was with the Colts, he had Peyton Manning, right? So like, was it Frank Reich? Was it Peyton Manning? Was it a combination of both? By the time Frank Reich got with Indianapolis, I think Peyton Manning had been in the building for like 4 years, I believe, or 5 years. So interesting that the success and Frank Reich and Peyton Manning kind of like happened that way. Listen, with the Eagles, right? Like Super Bowl champions. Was it Frank Reich? Was it the system that was being run by Chip Kelly, right? That speed offense. So whose idea was that? Was it Frank? Was it Chip? Was it a combination of both of them? Seems like there's a lot of talent and timing with all of this. The time with Carolina, like Jeremy was saying, his offensive line was less than stellar. You had, quarterback who is who he is. So listen, can he make it competitive? Yeah, he can definitely make us competitive. And like Matt was saying, he has a lot of offensive weapons to work with. So even a subpar coach, offensive coordinator, I think if you have the talent, it can compensate a little bit. So to make us competitive, yeah, I think he can make the offense competitive, given the talent that he has. Garrett Wilson doesn't hurt. Breece Hall doesn't hurt. Mason Taylor doesn't hurt. How'd you get it to go over there?
I'm pretty sure I'm a magician.
Look at you. I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to cover Johnny Boy's face, but
that's
anyway.
cool. And guys, this is the poll up. The poll, we do have it. Will Frank Reich make this offense competitive? 1, you're confident. 2, hell no. 3, time will tell. But let me ask you guys, because that's the one I wanted to get. The time will tell. Let's just say that we have a top 15 offense. And our defense is, I don't know, top 10. Are you liking that? And are we like, hell yeah, let's like keep Frank. They're doing something right with an old Geno Smith and everything. Or are you like, no, there's just too much talent on this team that they should be way higher than that? Chaos?
No, I mean, I'm going to have reasonable expectations, because as much as I believe in some of the young players we've brought in, I also am very aware that young players need time. If you look at any player in this league, any offensive player that's really good in this league, and the majority, even like 90% of them, if you look at their rookie year, it's not even close to what they do their third year, their fourth year. I mean, it just doesn't happen typically. It's an anomaly when it does. So I would be happy if we went up to 20. If we were the 20th best offense in the NFL this year, I would call that great progress. I would say we're going in the right direction. And then another part of how I judged it was, how did it happen? Did we get better as the year went? Are our young players that are going to be here for the long term the ones that played well? Like, it's important who the ones that are playing well are. If we're the 20th best team and Myers was terrible at center and it really hurt us, great. If that was the problem, because that's easy to fix and we're going to fix it, right? I don't want it to be that Sadiq was terrible and Mason Taylor made no progress. That would be disheartening. So there's a lot of more than just the record or the ranking or the numbers. It's also about what made up those numbers. What's the reality of what the team looks like after 17 games?
Senior O'Leary, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think if they get up to 15 in offense, I don't know how we could have anything negative to say after they've been bottom 10 in the league in offense for literally 10 straight years, right? Like, it would be nice to be better than that. I would love for it to be top 10, but we got to walk before we run here. I think if they can go from whatever they finished last year, were they like 31 in offense? Yeah. If they're jumping all the way up to 15, I think that's a really, really positive sign. And then you're hoping, okay, you put a new, rookie quarterback in here in a situation where they could be successful and they could take this thing to the next level. So I would be more than thrilled if they are able to jump up to a league average offense.
Oof. I mean, but there's going to be people out there. They're going to, push the field goal. They're going to push the post. They're going to be like, well, they have so much talent, you know, and right, I'm being devil's advocate at this point right now, right? So, but you know, you're gonna hear that. It's just there's just some people that just love being in that constant state of misery. I'm on the same boat with you, Matt. That'd be huge. I'd be the happiest guy. I'm like, holy shit, it's something we haven't seen in for so long. So, like, for example, with Geno Smith, I think he threw for like 3,200 yards with the worst offensive line with the Raiders last year's, with none of the weapons that he has at this current moment, and he still threw for 3,200 yards. And I'm just like, holy shit, compared to what we've had before with Justin Fields and Tanner, that I felt like were just didn't get it. Man, I mean, dude, and even if it's average, like, what is average? Because we have not been there in forever. Snowball?
Yeah, we have not been average for a long time. And what guy is not happy being average, right? What guy's not happy being average? I mean, aren't we all average? So, you know, we just want to be average.
Please.
That's it. I'm tired of being sub-average.
True that.
That's my joke in there. All right. Anyway.
But then this is the main one right here. And I think this is probably going to be the biggest one. And I'm gonna start the poll off pretty quick. And can Geno Smith keep this team in games? Guys in the chat, 1, yes, he's a leader. 2, no, he's too old. 3, depends on the offensive line. Snowball, can Geno Smith keep this team in games? I see what you did with the jerseys too.
What's that? With the jerseys?
With almost the whole all white.
We're trying.
The white out.
We're trying.
Like,
we're trying. Listen, it depends on how you see the question, right? Can Geno Smith keep this team in games? So some people will read this question as we have the lead and just maintain. Some people will see this question as we are behind and we are trying to catch up. So for me, being that we have the offensive line that we have, and with the first, second, third, fourth year vets that we like, you know, second year vets, we're going to call them second year vets, that we have on the offense. In reality, he should be able to at least keep the team in the game. Right now, again, the defense is going to do what they have to do. But in reality, with the talent that he has on the offense and the line that he has, like I said, I'm going to repeat it again, right? He should be able to keep this team in the game. If he has to score, if it's a one-score game, he has the potential to even the score, for me, at least. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
I definitely agree. I think, and like I said before, I don't think he needs to be a hero, but if he's the 20th best quarterback in the NFL, that's an improvement for what the Jets were throwing out there last season. And, you know, you're kind of similar to Frank Reich, you're asking him to come in and be a point guard, distribute the football. You don't need Geno to play hero. You don't need him to throw the ball 45 times a game and push the ball, you know, just down the field and run, you know, 4 verts, the whole thing. You know, you come in, obviously want to establish a run game with Breece Hall. Pepper targets the Garrett Wilson as your number 1, but you have 2 tight ends you feel good about. You have A.D. Mitchell, who a lot of people are really high on right now, and Omar Cooper added to this group. And, you know, there should be a lot of options for Geno Smith in this passing offense. And look, I think, you know, he's bounced around a little bit now and has his flaws, right? I think he takes too many sacks and could sometimes put the ball in harm's way. But, you know, all in all, to me, this is just a guy who you're hoping could be a Band-Aid for you this year. And I think the potential is there where Geno can keep them in games.
Jeremy?
Senor Chaos?
Yeah, look, I think that is a very big different question from can or will, right? And I think that if you said will, it's a much more difficult question to answer and be positive about. If you using the word can Geno Smith keep this team in games? Well, the evidence is very clear that the answer is yes, because he has a resume that proves in the right circumstances He's capable of keeping teams in games. He's capable of winning games. The will he is a little bit tougher. Asking will he do it is tougher because he had a terrible year last year, but also if you watch the games and watch the film, he was in a very bad situation, and the Raiders did not help him much. He didn't have weapons, and he did not have protection. He was running for his life. So I don't think anybody really knows. I think we have to wait and see. Does Geno Smith still have something left in the tank if you put him behind a real offensive line and give him real weapons to throw to? So I'm, as a Jet fan, I'm going to be hopeful that he can and he will. But I'm not going to have any doubt that I think I would debate anybody who says it's impossible that he can't. Believing that he won't is one thing. Saying he can't, there's no evidence that he can't.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Johnny, what do you think?
So when we put the poll up, that number 3 that you hit on there, depends on the offensive line. And it is, I am a little bit worried about, Parham. What is Parham going to be? But at the same time, I'm like, damn, he's going into a completely way better thing that he had with us compared to what he had with the Raiders. So can Geno Smith keep this team in games? I mean, I think he's proven that he can, but to Chaos, will Geno Smith keep this team in games? I mean, that's a different conversation. You're completely right on that, but I'm confident, man. I think he's playing with a giant chip on the shoulder, man. This dude wants to make right what he didn't do before with the Jets. Like, I think that's something for him that, this team drafted me when all them teams were just, skipping me. Because, dude, remember, when this cat was coming out of West Virginia, he was a baller. Cats were like, yo, who is this kid and everything? And then before he got hurt or whatever, he wasn't doing bad. So I think he has a lot that he wants to show everybody. Dude, everybody still has that Geno Smith jersey because I have it in the closet. I know I got that joint ready to bring it out one of these days. Am I going to get pissed off if he throws an interception? Honestly, no, because I've been wanting a quarterback that's not scared to throw the ball down the field. So I'm excited for this one. Guys, yeah. I'm gonna end the poll. And it is, everybody says yes.
Well, not everybody, but almost everybody.
He's the leader. He's the leader.
Are we just shell-shocked? Listen, as Jet fans, are we just shell-shocked? And, do we have, post-traumatic, because we've been bad for such a long time with the potential of this team. And, we're asking these questions. Aaron Glenn, Frank Reich, now the leader of the offense, and Geno Smith. We're all saying the same thing over and over again, right? Yeah. Barring the Aaron Glenn situation. Frank Reich has the pedigree. He's been out for a little bit, but he's coming back into the NFL. He's got, kids to work with. Geno Smith has kids to work with, right? The offensive line stayed together the entire season last year. Now, people are crapping on Josh Myers and the uncertainty of Parham, right? But he worked with Geno Smith last year. Are we just used to being scared?
Fuck yeah.
And apprehensive about saying good things about this team?
Yes.
Or is it just the unknown?
Battered syndrome.
Yeah, is it the battered dog syndrome?
Yeah.
It's all the above, I think. I think it's everything you just said right there.
Yeah.
It sucks that we're in this, but shit, they haven't been in the playoffs how long? They haven't had a winning season in how long? Dude, there's legit kids that are growing. My kids do not know what a winning season is, okay? They do not know what Jet playoff is. It's bonkers, but they're still there.
We've been disappointed every year for 15 years.
Right.
So, of course, it's going to be hard for us to believe. right? It's just natural. That's going to be hard for us to believe. And there's going to be the year that we're going to take some kind of jump. It might not be playoffs. It might not go from worst to playoffs. It might happen in a little more gradual way. But until it happens, I'm not surprised at all that a big portion of this fan base doesn't believe it's going to happen, because we saw what this team looked like last year.
So, Jeremy, let me
It's
ask
hard
you
to
that question.
imagine that. It's hard to imagine them suddenly being competitive, even though I understand the changes.
Let me ask you the question, though. Like, back in the beginning of the solid days with the 7 wins and stuff, right? If we jump to 7 wins this season, I know that prior history plays a part in how we think about the team. But were you satisfied with 7 wins when we had 7 wins?
No.
No.
Yes. Thank you.
But
God.
I think after last year, though, like I think after what we saw last season and the way it ended and everything, if this team got to 7 wins, I'm not saying I'm doing jumping jacks. Again, I won't completely define what 7 wins means without context. We have to be able to put it in context. Were we 4-4, 5-5 or something, and then completely fell apart and lost every game? Same old Jets, and it's pathetic and horrible? Or did we get off to a really tough start and then look like a real team in the last 10 games and go 5-5 or 6-4 and be really competitive and see the young guys are starting to explode and we're seeing, and we have that feel. It's also how you feel that, wow, this team is starting to look like a real team with really good young players.
Right. Like the Saints last year, right? Kind of the way they came out the end.
I do, but nah, man. Like for me, I'm sorry. If you give me 8 wins, I'm still pissed off. And we're having a conversation with Glenn because I can't do it, bro. Like I'm like, I want a fucking winning season. I'm sorry, but I do. Like
if he gets us to 8 wins and wins the last 5 out of 6 in something crazy like that, you're telling me that you're gonna throw that away?
You're still a loser.
You're gonna start over? You're gonna get another coach and start again?
I mean, I'm having a conversation. I'm not saying like fire the man. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a conversation, and then all the noise of people like talking about Glenn and being on the hot seat and all that, dude, that shit is going to be lava status because I want a winning season. I'm sorry, but I do. I think that's where it starts every single time. I mean, Matt, like, am I tripping about this or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If they win, I would be thrilled beyond belief for them to get to 8 wins. They haven't done that in 10 years, Johnny. I mean, I get it. It's a really low bar, and maybe that's where you're struggling right now.
That's where I'm struggling. Like, exactly.
It's a very low bar to hit. Unfortunately, though, the Jets have put themselves in this position because of how long they've been bad for. So, like, yeah, we want to, like, I don't know, what's the analogy? You're a kid trying to take a girl to prom. You want to ask the 10 out of 10. Like, we get that's way too far. We got to start with like the 6 and work our way up once we know we can get the 6.
All right, Matt, how about this scenario? Okay, we get to 8 wins this season, and it'll never happen. But Kevin O'Connell pulls a Jamal Adams and gets on national media and says, "I want to go to the Jets."
Well, that's different. That's different because you're going to have a young quarterback next year. Do I feel better about Kevin O'Connell with said young quarterback, or do I feel better about obviously Aaron Glenn and Frank Reich? So, not everything's written in stone, but I still would have a hard time being disappointed if the Jets had an 8-win season this year.
Okay.
It would be the greatest way to win if we won 8 games. If you said, Jeremy, what's like the happiest you could be winning 8 games? The happiest I could be winning 8 games if we were like 2-7 or whatever it was that we needed, that we had. Like we were 2-7 at one point. Gino's out. Cade Klubnik comes in and wins 6 games and leads us. leads us back and makes us competitive. That would be at the end of the year, we're 8-9, but at one point we were 2-something and we won like 6 out of the last 7 games. And Cade Klubnik was lighting it up and we looked like a different team. That would be a way that 8 wins could look great to me and have me excited in the offseason, because I'd be like, oh my God, we might have our quarterback and we have 3 first-round picks.
I mean, yes. But then I'm still like, yo, Glenn, what the fuck, dude? We got 8 wins. Like, you're telling me that we were competitive in these amount of games, but you couldn't get us over the hill? Like, that's where I'm coming at. Like, I understand what you guys are saying, and I get it. I just think for me, man, the expectation should be always a winning season. Like, that should be the fucking standard, no matter what. And we just haven't had that in so long. And I get where you guys are coming from, but like, dude, I fucking miss the days of me like, hey, what's your expectation for the season? Super Bowl. And we would be like, you're damn fucking right. It should be Super Bowl, because that should be the expectation for everyone, every single year when it starts. It's just that we've been so bad, and we've been bad, man. Like, we've been bad. And it's like bad to the bone. Like, that song was made about us, baby. But I don't know, man. Shit sucks. Anyways, let's get into this. Guys, the poll is out. Everybody, if you guys are watching, this is Jets Worldwide, chilling on a Friday night. We got our guys in the building. Jets Chaos, Matt O'Leary, talking everything New York Jets. Training camp is getting ready to start. Rookies are getting ready to come on in. And our question to everybody in the chat and to the panel, how quickly do the rookies chip in? 1, immediately. 2, it'll take some time. 3, only 1 or 2 will. Snowball, you start this one off, man, because this is dude, your answers on here are that they got me fighting amongst myself, bro.
Do all 4, like the first 2 rounds, right, worth of picks, do they contribute quickly? I don't know. I have a tough time saying all 4 will. It takes a lot for. They say the tight end is the toughest position to come into the league with, because there's run blocking, there's routes to run, there's so many different things to do with the tight end position. Sadiq is a physical specimen. He was, he's had his issues when he was with Oregon with drops and stuff, and now this is the NFL. Things happen way fast. Will he contribute immediately? We hope so. I'm not completely on board with him being the superstar that everyone's going to make him out to be in the beginning of the season. It'll be progression. It'll take a progression. Same thing with Cooper Jr. He's fighting for the number 2 wide receiver position. I mean, A.D. Mitchell is going to be the number 2. Garrett Wilson's going to be the number 1. So Cooper Jr. is going to take time to rotate in and do that. Bailey, I think, out of all of them, I think Bailey is going to be the one to contribute the fastest, because they're just putting so much. They're relying so heavily on him that he's going to be that pass rusher. And then Pons, everyone's split on whether or not he's going to be, outside coverage, slot coverage, so on and so forth. Again, they'll mix them in. For me, it's going to, it'll take some time for all 4 of these guys to contribute on a steady basis. I'm not saying all 4 are going to make it immediately. And I don't think only 1 or 2 will. I think they all will, but it's just going to take some time for them to come into the mix. And the better we do, the less of them that you'll see. With the vets, if we're doing really well and the vets are in there, I think you'll see less of these guys. But as the year progresses, if we need to bring them in, they're going to try to mix them in. But it's just depending on how we're operating. So I don't know, Jeremy, do you have thoughts?
Yeah, look, I think that they will contribute. I think that they will chip in. I do. I think a lot of them will chip in. I mean, we're obviously one of, hopefully not more than one, and hopefully not any will, could bust, players bust. But I I think there's a difference between chipping in and being right away top tier NFL players that are going to lead you to tons of wins. Like, again, it's a process, right? But you hope that your rookie players shine and show sparks during their rookie year. Like Loveland for Chicago, the tight end is a great example. It's a guy that was playing okay during the year, and then as he got some experience and they started working him into the game, at the end started to show, oh my God, he could be a star and doing some great things. That's what you want out of these guys. You want them to contribute, make some good plays, shine it sometimes. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to learn. And then towards the end of the season, they start to rise up and do some special things. That's how it looks, I think, when you draft a player and you watch them evolve into a real player. Obviously, let's hope a couple of them just take off, full sprint, because that happens too. And that'll be great. But do I think that some of them will chip in, or a lot of them have a good chance to chip in? I believe so, and I really hope so.
Matt?
Yeah, I think it depends on what our definition of chip in is. Is chip in like have some sort of role, or is chip in be like a major contributor? And for me, I think you're going to see like David Bailey has the chance to probably have the biggest impact in year one, I would say, just because of where he was drafted and what the rest of that edge room looks like. I think he's going to play a good amount. But for, the other guys in this picture, looking at Sadiq and Omar Cooper and D'Angelo Pons, I think like Jeremy was saying, you're going to see it as the year goes on, right? Like tight end's a really tough position to translate to. And you have another tight end who you feel good about in Mason Taylor. So, I'm not expecting Kenyon Sadiq to come in and give you like 900 receiving yards in year one. Like, I just don't think that's fair. And there's going to be enough volume for him to get that. But are there going to be games where he goes, 5 for 60 and a touchdown? Yeah, I think he has a couple of those games. Omar Cooper, same kind of conversation, because you have your number one receiver already in Garrett Wilson. You have A.D. Mitchell, who Omar is probably competing for that, second fiddle at wide receiver with. So he's going to have his moments and games throughout the year. And then Pons, I know he was a second rounder, but I think he ends up being your starter in the slot. And in today's NFL, that player is going to play a lot. And I think because of his just style of play, physical player, not afraid to come down to the line of scrimmage and make plays, he's going to become a fan favorite and a coach favorite pretty quickly. So I think we see all these four guys, get their reps and get their moments at points throughout the season. I just think it's, for me, my question is, like, are you looking for them to be immediate stars? Because that might take a little bit, but I do think they all have a role on this team this year.
I think, well, right now, guys, shout out to everybody in the chat. The poll has it at number 3 as the top one, saying that only 1 or 2 will. But I'm going to pick number 1. I think they're going to immediately chip in. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of those positions that we had last year were really bad. That wide receiving room was horrible last year. So Omar Cooper is coming in to a positional group. Now that you have, just like you said it, Matt, right? He's going to compete with A.D. Mitchell. He's going to compete for that wide receiver 2 position. Is that great? I think so. I think he immediately comes in and does that. You got Sadiq. I think Sadiq and Mason Taylor are going to be a crazy, insane tandem. And what do I mean by that? I think he's going to open up the field so much that it's going to allow Geno Smith to have his favorite target, which I've said multiple times that I think is going to be Mason Taylor this upcoming year of itself. So we're going to see the tight ends getting a lot of love. Bailey, I mean, he's number 1, right? He's the cat. He has to be what the New York Jets have said. I mean, they're putting all their chips in. Remember, guys, this is the dude that didn't have a quote-unquote interview at all. And we all were like, yo, it's Reese. Like, it's Reese. This dude didn't even, say anything to the Jets. Meanwhile, it was him the entire time. And I'll say it again with Pons. Dude, I think he's like a DJ Reed for us, man. Like, I really think he's going to be that good. He has that effect that a lot of the defensive players are going to rally around. Because again, I just go back to that interview that him and Cooper had, and Cooper said since day one, we were not wearing pads and we were just doing some drills with the helmet on, and this dude lit me up. He never takes it down. He never takes it down like he takes a rest from it. He always wants to be at 100, and that stuff, bro, it's like catches fire so quickly. So I think these guys are going to be impactful individuals immediately, and they need to be, because let's be honest, we don't have a lot of time with most of these players. Is this team, if they do really well, are they going to stay with us together? The New York Jets are notoriously known for not keeping their own, so is that going to change? I don't know, man. It's exciting, but I'm going to end the poll on this, and let's see where it's at. And guys, everybody that picked number 3, that says only 1 or 2 will win, which is the one that won at 60%. Who are the 2 individuals that you guys believe are going to be the impactful rookies that we're going to have in the beginning of the season itself? So
yeah, put it in the chat. Right, I'd be anxious to see. I'd be interested in seeing who they believe those competitors are going to be. Johnny, did you see Dano's question?
Dude, I did, and all 4 of us are Met fans. What am I talking about? So I'm gonna bring this one up. And Dano is starting shit in the chat, man, because I tell you this much. This one, I don't know, Matt. This shit might hurt us talking about this one because it sucks. So big shout out to our guy, Dano. Dano has been a member for 1 month. It says, panel, pick one. The Jets season is most likely to parallel the Knicks or the Mets. This is some bullshit, Dano, okay? Because you are going from this to that. And look, man, I'm somebody that believes in go big or go home. I cannot go through a Jets season like what the Mets are going through right now, because they fired Carlos Mendoza. I mean, we just went through it with the whole Salah shit, So I'm going to go Knicks, baby. I'm going to go Knicks. Let's go. I believe. I might fucking be crying later, but I believe.
Yeah.
Matt?
I mean, I think we all want it to be closer to the Knicks than the Mets, obviously. Although you were just saying that you'd be disappointed with an 8-win season, so I'm not surprised that you're picking the team that just won the championship. So that makes sense to me that you're going to say the Jets season's going to be closer to the championship team. My heart wants to say Knicks. My head is saying Mets, unfortunately.
Jeremy?
Yeah, look, if you're saying what I want, where my heart is, and I don't think obviously this is just a hypothetical and it doesn't have to be either of these scenarios, and I don't think it will be. But if I had to pick one that statistically, thinking logically, it has to be that they are more likely to have a season like the Jets. I mean the Mets. They have to. I mean, statistically, because they're not winning the Super Bowl and the Knicks won the championship. So it's not going to parallel that. It just won't, as much as I wish it would. But going 2-2 or like 3-1 to start the season and then going on a terrible losing streak is much more likely than winning the Super Bowl.
Fucking Dano.
I want to clip all these things that we say, because anyway, who would have thought, right after 53 years?
53 years.
That the New York Knicks were going to win it all, right? And after 57 years with the New York Jets, who would ever think that they would win the Super Bowl, right? The Knicks have been sniffing it. I understand that they've been around, right? And the Jets are bottom of the barrel. If you're giving me 2 choices, like Jeremy said, logic is going to tell you that we're going to be more parallel to the Mets than we would be to the Knicks because of what's happened in the recent past. Not even the recent past, the past, like the 15 years of past, right? But here's the thing, right? We didn't know. Like you changed coaches last year with the Knicks. We changed coaches last year with Aaron Glenn, and we had a crappy season. So here's the thing. What's to hold us back from being like the New York Knicks, baby? So like, right? We can do it. We can do it. It can happen. It can surprise the world, shock the world.
Matt does not believe you.
As Matt looks off and says, what the hell is this guy talking
about? I want to believe you, Snowball. I just know in my heart, deep down, everything in my soul wants to believe you.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't. So
listen,
I can't.
Do you go to church? Do you go to church, Matt? Do you go to church, Matt?
I've turned into a Christmas Easter Catholic these days, but yeah, I go twice a year now.
All right.
But guys, everybody, thank you guys for watching, man. It is Just for a Wide. You guys are here hanging out with the Friday night crew. Myself, Snowball. We got Jets Chaos, Matt O'Leary in the building. If you guys are watching, make sure you guys smash the like, hit the sub button. We are on the way to try to get over to 1,000. We're not even nowhere near close, but we're trying. We are giving a really badass raffle at the current moment. It is a
Johnny,
sign.
tell them we're close. Tell them we're close to 1,000, and their subscriptions get us even closer. That's it.
Yes, you mean everything. You mean everything.
Right.
But guys, is the offense line ready? The offensive line ready? Is it ready? What do you guys? Dude, it's some big boys, bro. Like, shout out to Snowball for putting this picture up. It looks beefy, man. Like, this is,
I tried to make them look intimidating.
It's very aggressive, and I like it, and it's very scary. But guys, putting up the poll right now. 1 for hell yeah, 2 for not at all, 3. I'm concerned about 1 or 2 players. Chaos. What's your thoughts on this, man? Are the big boys ready to rock and roll this year?
I think we're ready to be an okay offensive line. I think if we want to be a great offensive line, you can't have a guy named Josh Myers as part of it. So I don't think we're complete. In when we look at the next 3 to 4 years of this team and what we're trying to build, I don't think that we're complete. It's not like we have this offensive line where I hope this is the line for the next 4 years. No. I'm not completely decided on this kid from the Raiders, Parham. I don't know. I mean, he played with terrible players around him. It was a horrible situation for him, just like it was Geno. He was the best of the bunch. He was definitely the best offensive line on the Raiders last year. The tape proves that beyond a shadow of a doubt. So we're going to see what he is. We also have a young guy I'm pretty excited about, although he's a 6th-round pick in Dez. So I think that Josh Myers, for sure, to me, is we might be okay this year. I think we're ready to be a good offensive line, but we're not complete. Like, Josh Myers is not a good center. He's functional, and it's not like he makes us a terrible offensive line, but he's not good. Out of 32 centers, I think he's 29th, 30th at best. And that's depending on which metrics you're looking at. One can argue worse. He has to go. He has to be replaced.
Matt?
I feel really, really, really good about 3 of the 5. Olu, Armand Membu, and Joe Tippmann, I think, are solid long-term building blocks on the offensive line. I think Parham is a good short-term answer. I think he's going to be like similar level of play of year 1 John Simpson, right? Year 2 last year, I thought he got a little too much with the penalties, and there was a reason why he ends up leaving in free agency. But I think he could just play at a decent average, starting guard level play. Myers, I'm nervous that we're going to get a regression year from him. Jeremy really laid it out. I thought he was okay last year, but this is a guy who's been a very mediocre at best starter through his entire career. So I think center is very, very likely going to be a position that the Jets are looking to add at either in free agency or the draft next year. I think this is a averaged is little above average unit, somewhere in that like 11 to 16 range, best offensive line in the NFL. But for them to get over the top and be a, you know, top 10 really dominant unit, I think they need an upgrade at center.
Can I ask a question? So during this year's draft, did the Jets have the opportunity to draft a center? Was there the opportunity for them to draft a center?
Absolutely.
Yes, we had the. Yes, that is a rhetorical question. We had the opportunity to draft a center, and we didn't.
And linebacker.
And we looked at and linebacker, and we looked at Josh Myers. And what did we do to Josh Myers? We extended him, right? What was the reason? What was the reason behind this? Like, if we're thinking logically, and everyone's saying Josh Myers is not the center, he is not the guy, right? What is the Jets thinking? Like, what was the logic? What was the modus operandi for the Jets to say, all right, listen, we're not taking anybody this year, and we're going forward with this guy.
Yo, I tell you this much. I mean, yo, Chaos, shout you out, bro, because you gave him even better of a number. So I put it up and I wanted to look at it, and this is from PFF. All right, his performance breakdown. He was ranked out of 40 qualified centers. He was ranked 39th.
Yeah, it's bad.
And
It's not a good player.
but why did we keep him? Why is he here?
I think that it comes down to, and I've been saying it. I think that if you look at the roster at the end of last season, you looked at the draft picks, the money, and what we were doing. One offseason was not enough to address everything, and we decided that because of consistency, continuity, we decided that he was the best option to leave out for now and fix next year. And I mean, I guess obviously we don't know that they went into that draft not thinking if somebody dropped to a certain number, if it fell a certain way, they would have taken a center, and he would have been your veteran backup in case that guy they picked was a bust, right? Like, we don't know that wasn't like part of their thing. You know, we don't know how many of the picks were really best position, you know, best player available in their minds. But I just think there will just we see it in the linebacker room. I think we see it a little bit in the safety room, that we did some patch up jobs, that there was too much need, too much holes for the resources we had in one off season. And I think that's the answer.
This is it. Damn, dude. I didn't think he was that bad. Honestly, he's not. I mean, bro, like his breakdowns, his pass blocking grade out of 40 is 24th. Run blocking grade 38th out of 40.
Which means he's putting a lot of pressure on Tip and Parham this season to help him out.
Make up for
To be fair, some of his pass blocking, to be fair, had something to do with the quarterback standing there like a statue.
Right.
True.
And not moving and not throwing the ball. The whole offensive line lost points,
Sure.
you know, and could have had higher ratings if that wasn't the case. But also, watching the film and watching the game back and watching the All-22, he's not a good football player.
Jeez.
Yeah, but Justin Fields did not help this dude.
No, not at
No,
all.
it didn't help him. Didn't help the numbers. Didn't help the numbers.
I will never forget when Tippmann came out and it was like, if we gotta block for 9 seconds, we gotta block more than to keep. I was like, holy shit, that is like one of the most craziest things. Guys, the poll, just close it, and everybody says, hell yeah. So they don't believe shit that we said.
No, I think we're ready to be a good offensive line. I think we got a set offensive line overall. Like, I think we have an overall 15th, 16th, you know, maybe even 13th, 12th. You know, maybe we can cover up Myers a little bit if Parham is better than we expect, right? Putting him on a good team and putting him next to Olu. I think it could be an okay part of the team. I just don't think it's complete. I don't think it's the future for our team. I think that it's going to look different in a couple of years. And I think, like Matt said, I think we know who the three we're building around is.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Snowball on this right here, okay? Because How the hell would you get pictures of Cade Klubnik, Bailey Zappi, and Brady Cook without their helmets on?
Yeah.
It's
Who are
pretty
these
amazing.
three?
Yeah. The question, guys, for you is who is QB2? Is it Cade? Is it Bailey? Is it Brady Cook? Or number 4? He's not here yet. Jimmy G? Question mark. I'm gonna start it off. I think it has to be Klubnik, right? It has to be Klubnik. Klubnik needs to be behind Geno Smith, learn, and just kind of what you were saying a little bit earlier, Chaos, that Cade ends up being that guy for us. And we go into next year's draft being like, yo, we got our quarterback. Jeremiah Smith, you are a New York Jet. And we just are, with all the ammunition that we got, we just keep making this team better. That's my hope. But shit, man, it is scary if Geno Smith does go down, and it has to be any of these 3 dudes to go at it. So he's not here yet. Jimmy G? Question mark. Yo, Jimmy G is made of glass, isn't he? Because this dude cannot stay healthy. Matt, what's your thoughts, man? Who is quarterback numero dos for the New York Jets?
I'm going to say he's not here yet. I think it's going to end up being some veteran addition. I don't know about Jimmy G. You know, you look at like Cooper Rush's name or some sort of Will Levis or Andy Dalton late round pick swap kind of trade. I just think it's asking a lot of a day 3 quarterback to be the primary backup. If God forbid, you know, Geno Smith gets concussed in week 2, and now you're asking Cade Klubnik in September after, you know, being banged up and missing some time in OTAs and minicamp, and first, you know, look at training camp as a day 3 guy getting reps with the 2s and 3s to step in and start early on in his career. I don't think that's fair to him. So I think they need a proven veteran.
Chaos?
I think if Cade Klubnik keeps it up, you know, and keep turning heads in camp, and he's looking great in preseason games, I think there's a chance you're going to see him as the QB2, but I do think they need a veteran anyway, because I don't think it should be defined who the number 2 is, because I think if we end up going to a backup quarterback, if Geno gets either pulled or injured, I think it's the situation that should dictate it. So if we're 7-5 and Geno gets hurt, I want a veteran quarterback. If we're 1-7, you know, and we pull Geno, I say we go with Cade. You know, so I think it's situational. I think that there's a chance that we might see it be Cade and Zap. And I think what the reality of what really will happen is, if Geno was to get hurt, for 1 week, it'll be one of those guys, but they're going to sign someone just in that moment in in midseason, they're going to sign some veteran guy that they bring in like so many teams do. I think that's how it might play out. Or I could be very wrong, and they're just waiting for the cuts. They might just be waiting for the cuts, and then It might be the cuts happen, and then boom, all of a sudden Andy Dalton's a Jet. You know, that might be really how it plays out.
Red Rocket.
But I still think if a guy like him was a Jet, it does depend who comes in. If one of them was to come in, if we're still competing and have a chance, it's a guy like Andy Dalton. If we're not, though, and the season's over, I want to see what we have with Cade Klubnik, and I hope the team is smart enough to realize that too.
Yeah, listen, I tried to swing the opinion by putting Cade Klubnik in the middle and a little bit bigger than the other 2 guys, but I don't even know why the guy on the right is even on this team. Like Brady Cook, dude,
you're overcooked.
I'm mad that he's even here. Like it's upsetting that
it's like Andre Cisco getting a contract.
You know what though? Even Andre Cisco makes more sense than Brady Cook does. Like, yeah. but for me, like get rid of Brady Cook. Experience wise, if they're not doing anything else, it's Bailey Zappi. You can't put Cade Klubnik in that position like in the beginning of the season, like Matt had said. There's no way that you can do that. I'm not going for Jimmy G. That's the thing. I've been screaming, and Johnny attests to this. I've been screaming for
Red
Andy
Rocket.
Dalton.
Yep.
He is the Red Rifle. He is not Red Rocket. Red Rocket is something else. It's it's your dog's dick. But Red Rifle. Okay, he is the Red Rifle. I've been calling for him for the past 3 years, right? Trying to get this guy on the Jets because he is just solid backup, right? He is Mr. Reliable. I don't even no shade to Tyrod Taylor or or whatever. No shade to him, but that guy he doesn't last. I've been trying to get Andy Dalton on this team for what seems like half a decade to try to get him here. That would be my choice for QB2, honestly. Or if the Steelers want to drop Will Howard and keep Mason Rudolph and Drew Allar and just Red Rocket sounds better. If they want to drop Will Howard, I would snatch that brother up in a second. Anyway, that's my choice. Again, rookie unproven, like not rookie, second year unproven, but I take him.
Chaos. I think you had Tony the GM. I think it was Tony the GM that you have on your show when you guys kind of break down the different quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Chaos? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. Why are you bringing that up? What are you trying to do?
No, well, you guys talked about Cade on there, and he was pretty high on Cade.
Tony the GM was very high on Cade Klubnik until his senior year. Like after his junior year, was very high on him. He actually if you took away his senior year, if he would have came out in the draft, or people would have maybe said he wasn't ready. But if you take out his senior year, like he was hurt, so he just didn't play or whatever, people might think very differently about him, right? Because he had a very good junior year, very good. His tape looks great. He makes every throw. He has touch. He could throw anywhere on the route tree. He does. He has great film, and he even against Texas in the playoff his junior year, he played better against that defense and handled that defense better than pretty much any quarterback had that entire college season. He was looking and being projected to be a top pick in the NFL. People had him number one. Tons of people had him in the top 5. And what happened was he came out and he had this terrible senior year. And now we're finding out that he was playing injured the entire year. Like most of that year, he was playing hurt. I'm not saying that means he's going to be a great quarterback. I'm saying that's intriguing to me.
Yep. He got hurt. He got hurt. You didn't know that he was hurt. He was, shit. This dude had me when he was on television. He was like, I woke up and I knew that I was going to be a New York Jet. Bro, there is not people saying I woke up and I knew I was going to be a New York Jet. And this man said it on live television, did not care about anything. And I was like, holy shit. I just want us to have somebody to love us. Kind of like what Matt was saying a little bit earlier. You can't get the 9 or the 10, but if you leave with a 5 and a 4, that's a 9. And I'll take those odds any day, baby. Any day. Let's get into the next one. I'm going to end the poll. The poll is split. It is Cade Klubnik at 50%, and number 4, he's not here yet, Jimmy G ? So that's everybody in the chat is torn on that one.
Before we proceed to the next question, well, we're there already.
My bad.
My question to Chaos and to Matt is, you guys are still good, or I know you had a time limit on.
I have a hard stop at about 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
One more. I'll do one more with you guys.
All right, we'll finish this one up, and then we'll say goodbye to you guys, and then we'll finish it up by ourselves, Johnny. Okay.
Let's do. You know what? Is this the one that we want them to finish with, or do we want to take it to the end? Because I do like that question at the end.
All right. Yeah. Let's just go straight to the finish line.
All right.
I'll quickly say I'm not worried about Garrett Wilson at all. He would have played the last 4 or 5 games last year. He was shut down because that's called tank mode and protect your star.
Just as he returned to superstar form, though, with the injury and stuff.
I don't think it's a serious injury. I don't think it's a serious injury. It would have been back. I don't think it's that severe. I'm not worried about it at all.
Matt, what's the same?
Yeah, same thing. I think if they were playing for something, he could have came back the last month of the year. I'm okay that they shut him down.
What about Breece Hall? He's going to have his best year yet this season?
I say yes.
You say yes. Best year ever.
Best year ever. 1,200 rushing yards.
Okay.
I agree. I agree on that too. I think it's going to be his career year. I mean, maybe not the rest of it. I think it'll be his best year to date for sure.
Right. Best year in the NFL.
Bam.
Okay.
Look at that. We went through all the questions that quick. You guys are awesome. But this is the main one right here. Are the Jets capable of making the playoffs this season? Matt, Chaos, chat, we are starting the poll. Are we insane for even talking about this right now? Are the Jets capable of making the playoffs this season? I mean, I gotta start with some chaos, right? Chaos, let us know.
Capable? Yes, if everything falls perfectly. If Bailey right away creates chaos, if Will McDonald returns to form, and Osu and all these guys we picked up, if that happens, Will McDonald back to 11 sacks or maybe more, whatever, 12. If Bailey right off the bat 7 to 10 sacks, creating havoc, and then all these guys we picked up on the defensive line, and then the offensive line plays well. Geno goes back to being more of the quarterback he was in Seattle, right? A.D. Mitchell or Cooper, one of them balls out and ends up being right off the bat a very, very great number 2 to Garrett Wilson, who's back to form. Breece Hall back to 1,200 yards. Sadiq or Mason Taylor explodes. Anything like that. Like if everything's just aligning, absolutely, we're capable of making the playoffs this season.
Oof. Matt.
Capable. Yeah, there's a scenario where the Jets are the playoff team. Most likely outcome, hard for me to get to that. But like Chaos was saying, everything kind of needs to break right. You need
I saw what you did there.
Yeah,
Freudian slip there.
A little, but I was going to go to Frank Reich next, so it makes sense, right? He's got to go return to form. Geno has to play like the Seattle version of himself. Immediate impacts from the top 4 rookies that were drafted. And bounce back years across the board with guys like Jamie and Sherwood and some other players on that defense, Will McDonald. Can it happen? Yes. Do I think it's the most likely outcome? Probably not. I think they improve, but they're, I don't know, somewhere around this 7-win team.
Nobody said anything about
that's the more likely, but you guys are using the word capable. And if everything aligns, because you never know. Right? Like it happens in football. You never know. What if Bailey gets 16, 17 sacks? What if McDonald does? Like we don't know by fact that it can't happen. Like you never know what exactly can or can't happen. Like we watched Brock Bowers get over 1,000 yards. Sam Laporta got over 1,000 yards his first year playing. Like you don't know what exactly can happen. But I'm saying I'm not saying it's likely because the stars would have to align. Like everything would have to hit. That's how I think.
You couldn't have a stinker of a season by one of the rookies who came in and still have the potential to make the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe Pons could be a bust, but AZ
Right.
Thomas plays well. So you have Stevens and AZ Thomas.
Right.
Okay, so we survive it. Like I said, Sadiq or Mason Taylor could be bad, but what if the other one was great?
Yeah. Nobody mentioned the name Demario Davis or Minka Fitzpatrick throughout the entire conversation, which is interesting.
You know what you get from those guys.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like you have a solid middle and a solid back position leader. The front line's your question. So, like you said, right, all the stars line up and, a falter here or there. The biggest thing is we can't succumb to any injuries to major players. I think that's it for me. You get an injury to Geno Smith or Garrett Wilson again or Breece Hall or whatever. Yeah, then you're not capable of doing it. I think injury is our biggest opponent right now.
Well, I'll say this: when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then we will make the playoffs. Boys, this was fun. I know you guys have to head out,
Yep.
but I want to say this has been great to have you guys back. Jets football is back. Cannot wait. I cannot wait to see all of those awesome shorts that Matt be putting out. Chaos, can't wait to start seeing Chaos go live. Can't wait to see both of you guys together doing the reality check. I really truly enjoy that. Just to let you guys know, that is awesome.
Thank you.
Cannot wait. Guys, while we have everybody here, let us know, Matt, where can they catch you? Chaos, what you got going on? What you guys got brewing?
Yeah, at Matt O'Leary NY on YouTube and social media, daily Jets content. I have Jeremy on. We stream at 3:00 Eastern on Wednesdays. Looking forward to getting that going this upcoming Wednesday.
Brooklyn Brothers Food Review. If you want to see me do something very different than this, reviewing restaurants, food, all kinds of stuff like that with my brothers. We don't do it together, but we all post videos from all over the world. And then, of course, Jets Chaos. And then I will be, of course, on Matt's channel every week. I'll be with Green Bean every week reacting to games on his channel. And, of course, every Sunday night, I'm with Dane in the Danger Zone, Chaos in the Danger Zone at 10 p.m. Every Sunday night.
And inquiring minds want to know, Jeremy, do you truly get wood for Dane?
I love Dane.
Okay.
I just love him.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming in. Long Island in the house. All of us have been on Long Island at one point or another. I love the whiteout concept, Johnny. Like, he pulled this all together. All of our uniforms have been supplied by the NFL. So thank you very much, NFL, for supplying our uniforms. We really appreciate that. The whiteout concept really worked out really well. So good night, Jeremy. Good night, Matt. Thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. And see you soon.
Later, guys. You guys
week,
be good.
Fellas.
Week 2.
Week 2. We'll see you
Week
there.
2.
Get a big hug.
Anybody Nashville?
No, I don't think I'm making it to Nashville, unfortunately.
No.
But have fun.
Chaos.
Jeremy, are you going? I don't care if you're going. So
Sadly not. Arizona, though.
Ooh,
Arizona.
Beautiful.
Matt, Chaos, appreciate you, boys. You guys have been awesome, man.
See you guys.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Take care, man. Thanks. And then
Dude,
it was
this-
the two of us.
And then it was just us, guys. We have pinned the link in the chat if you guys want to call in, talk about what you guys' thoughts on training camp, thoughts on the all white out of the New York Jets and their new uniforms. Let us know. Call in really quickly. We'd love to have a conversation with you guys. Dude, Matt, Chaos were awesome, man. I love when we have them on, just spitting nothing but straight facts. But Snowball, we do got a raffle going on.
Yes, it
You
is.
know the lovely people what we got going on.
Yep. So we have. Can you pull me full screen, please?
Of course.
Thank you so much. So we do have the Wayne Corbett, Mr. Third Down. I don't know if you can see that. He wrote Mr. Third Down on there. So there's no number on it. It's just Wayne Corbett's signature and Mr. Third Down on there. No one snapped a picture. It was raining, so I could not take my phone out and have him signing at the same time. It was very difficult. I was like holding the shell of this over the football while he was signing it. So there is no certificate of authenticity. But again, you probably have 300 witnesses that I could bring up at any given time that could say that they definitely saw him sign this. So,
Well, your first witness said he did it, so
yeah, I know. You know what? But he's a jerk. So, but yeah, so $4.99 super chats and above, and gifted memberships get you in. We already have Dane and Phil in the running. So, join the fun, get in on the excitement. We'll pull the winner in September.
cannot wait. It's gonna be a good time. We'll be doing it in September. So guys, it'll be a fun dude. That freaking. Are you
There
good?
we go.
You're good.
I'm good now.
Okay. Yeah, that
The other
Mr.
screen,
Third Down
it's
signature
got a
is
speaker
amazing.
on it. We're good now?
You're
You can
good.
hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, good. All right.
Yeah.
So is
So
anybody going to call?
in the
People
chat?
call.
Anybody call in? Yeah, call in. We're ready.
Yeah.
We are ready to take your calls. If not, we're gonna end it pretty quickly because we got some shit to do. But guys, if after this, go check out the people are saying our sound's gone.
Our sound is gone. Hello? I
you
can
guys
hear me.
us? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
I can hear. Let's see if he can
Afro-
hear us. Afro, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, you can hear us. That's
Let me
good.
fix this up.
All
Shout
right.
out to
hear me.
Paul. Paul has been definitely throwing it up. Billy SPC is in the building as well. Chris B is in the building. What's going on? Danger Zone. Our guy Afram. Jet 71 in the building. Jet 71, you better call in. Nick T is in the building. I like when Jet 71 calls in as well, man. So definitely call in. Love to get you guys' thoughts. But Afram, you saw what we were talking about, man. What was your thoughts on? First off, what was your thoughts on the whiteout? Are you liking the new concept that they just brought out?
It's fine. I need wins. Then I'll like it even more. You know, give me some wins.
Damn,
Well, you
I
can't
am
have
worried
wins. You can have a
Uniforms
cool-
haven't really helped us much in the past years. You know,
so true. So you're not gonna get away with this one because I have to ask you this, okay? So I heard you were having a cup of coffee and a croissant with OG and Nanobi, Knicks
Well,
champion.
where he has his apartment is a property I support.
Nice.
And so I happened to be there one day last week, and I asked the concierge there. I said, "Is he back?" Because he was away for a while. I says, "Yeah, he's back. He's going to be leaving soon." And his car was out there, so I waited and bullshitting with the concierge, and then something else was going on, and he scooted by, and went into his car. The concierge told one of the people that worked there, who she takes care of him as far as packages, all that kind of stuff, anything. So she says, "Follow me." He's in his car, right? She bangs on the window. He rolls it down. She tells him, "Come outside." He pops right out, gives her a hug, tells her to take a picture with him. He puts his arm around me right away. I give her my phone, and she snaps like 5 shots. Nicest guy too.
I bet.
Yeah, really. Down
Did you
to
touch?
earth.
Did you touch the hand?
Hand touched me.
Oh shit! You're blessed, bro. The hand of God.
The hand, that
Touched
hand
out.
that came around me was that tipping hand.
Hey, I gotta admit, you're pretty tall, dude. Because you kind of were like almost on the same level.
Well, he's
as-
6'6" or 6'7". I'm 6 foot, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I seen that. I was like, look at Afro, man.
I'm
Pretty-
6 foot both ways. By the way, it was that stomach was sticking out as well. So
You're a well-rounded individual.
true.
Jet 71 apparently says that his home is not an acceptable background to call in. So I know we like to bust on him and stuff, but he was saying some stuff before about Aaron Glenn. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just trying to stir the pot with him. Maybe he'll call in.
I mean, he is a Boston Celtic fan, so they're a little bit timid. And
Nixon
scared
5,
of-
baby.
It's
You know,
true.
So
I told that to OG when he got his back in his guy. Nixon 5.
damn
Started
Skippy.
laughing.
Man, I would have loved for you to have asked him, like, hey, how come you didn't go and do the WWE stuff with
Nah,
Brunson and Kat?
I was just
So-
happy that he even came out of his car. I'm not going to push it. He was leaving. He had his chauffeur there taking him.
Brushes with greatness. Oh, look at this.
See, I knew if I would have said Boston Celtic, all
Right.
right, that it would have brought him in.
Jet
Well,
71,
our
Jet
guy,
71,
Jet
Jet 71.
Damn. What's going on, man?
Is
How
this-
are you, dude?
I'm good, boy. Is this background acceptable for today? I'm working on something else.
It says Jets in the end zone, so
Um,
yes.
That's
Yeah,
the old
okay,
logo.
good.
That's the old logo. So I
Is
don't
it?
think
No,
so.
oh, my hat. This hat's classic. I'm sticking with
No,
this.
no. I'm talking about your background.
Oh, is it the old one? I tried not to get the old one. I hate that shit.
I'm just breaking your balls, dude.
I never met Ephraim, but good to be on with you.
Same here.
So what's your guys' thoughts on what we were talking about tonight with a
The
lot of the
uniform
questions?
or in general?
Well, let me get your thoughts on the uniform. What you think of it?
Me, I love it. I hate the black. I hate everything black. This black, everybody has black. Everybody wants black. The Jets colors are green and white. The dominant colors on the uniform should be green and white. We don't need to look like the Bears or the Raiders.
I hear you.
Didn't they say this uniform was just going to be for one game?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that helmet is just one game.
Oh, and what's the purpose?
What a freaking! Oh yeah, because they're going
To sell them,
change
to
it.
sell jerseys.
For one
Exactly.
game?
One game. That's
Oh yeah,
it.
people will buy
They always look good in the white and green.
I love it. I'm with you,
Yeah.
Ephraim.
But do you
Always.
like white jersey, green pants, or green jersey, white pants?
I like white jersey, white pants, and green lettering. Simple as
I
that.
like white jersey, white pants, and green lettering. Me too. That's my
I-
favorite uniform.
I think they did this to get in their heads for our home opener. I think that's the reasoning why the New York Jets picked this game to show them we're going to show you what a real whiteout looks like, and they got the pretty badass New York Jets stuff. I'm just breaking balls at this point. But
John,
guys,
are you wearing all white when we go to that game?
I'm gonna be in my poncho stuff, so you know. I'm
You
be
can wear
ready.
your poncho outside and it's going to be hot as all get out.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not that
he's not wearing
that-
anything else. He's
I
not
don't wear
wearing
anything
else
underneath,
underneath.
underneath it.
Just the
Yeah,
poncho.
I got to shake
I
that off
just
my
hope-
mind now.
I know. They got to get rid of that stupid rivalry Gotham thing. That's gross.
It's so hideous, so hideous.
It's
But guys,
gross.
so I've always appreciated both of your guys' comments, and especially when it comes to our beloved Jets. I want to ask you guys, because you guys have been pretty on point when it comes to Aaron Glenn. Do you guys believe that Aaron Glenn can handle the head coaching and defensive coordinating responsibilities?
You don't mind Jets for 20? Well, I've said he should have never come in and try to be a CEO when he's never done it before. You were defensive coordinator. You could have ran the defensive. You could have ran the defense and have someone like Duca to learn from you, just like all these offensive head coaches who still call the plays.
Yeah.
Right? No one has a problem with that, and let the game come to him. Let him learn from that point. You can't just walk in and think you can take charge of everything. And it was overwhelming, especially. And when this is hindsight of 2020, you were better off getting a veteran offensive coach and run the defense. Then this way it runs this way. You don't have to get involved with the offense, but you brought a rookie guy, and you brought a guy that he basically banged heads with because he wanted his way and not your way. And you see what the outcome was, right?
True that. Jet 71 thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we agree on a lot of stuff. I agree. I think that nobody cares who calls the plays on offense in San Francisco or Kansas City or with the Rams. When the offensive guy gets the job, he's expected to run the offense, call the plays, and develop the quarterback. But a defensive guy gets the job and he wants to call the plays. It's like, oh, got to have a CEO. And why did they need to do that? I think this is a better setup. And you might have said it, Johnny, or maybe it was Jeremy. This could help Glenn. Sometimes when you have enough going on in your mind, you focus a little better, and maybe you can multitask better and move from one thing to the next. And I think he can do both. I don't have a problem with it, especially because I do like Reich. And I think that it would have been a lot better, as Ephraim just said, if they brought in, if they did this last year, it would have been a better move, basically.
Listen, I think you make a lot of sense. Johnny, when you said it, when you said some people are better when they have a lot on their plate, right? Like, think about yourself, right? If you were just told to do one thing, right, how would you be? Like, I know that you're a multitasker. I know at heart you're a multitasker. But if we told you to focus on just one thing, not one thing, but, you know, like oversee stuff instead of being a doer, right? I think you'd be a different person. I think it holds true probably for Jet 71 and Afram at the same time. If you told me to lecture as a teacher and not be hands-on, like, you know, demonstrating and showing stuff, I'd be dead in the water. So the fact that we said that if he is calling the defense and being the head coach at the same time, 100%, that I am expecting big things from Aaron Glenn this season, being that he's going to dirty his hands, you know, and he's going to be in the mix. Oh, look who it is.
And we got our guy Jake Aspen with the $1.99 super chat. Shout out to our guy Jake, man. Jake doing big things over there. He had Greeny talking about, dude, I watch your show, and especially when I'm driving back. And shout out to all the As Maniacs. That was pretty cool to see that. You could just see how much that meant to Jake, because that dude was smiling from ear to ear. So shout you out, Jake, man. Thank you for coming in. But he says, I want to meet this Afram fella. What a great fan. That was my Jake Asman show. By the way, voice. That was
You sounded
Is he
just
paying
like
you? Is he
Jake
paying you
Asman.
for that? Is he paying you
Who, me?
For the compliments?
for the plug? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
But
It's. I think we're all as maniacs in some form or fashion. In some way, we all watch Jake at some point.
Yeah.
At some point during either the week or the day or whatever, everyone's going to see a clip on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. He is everywhere. The man is like Howard Stern was the king of all media. You know, Jake Asman is the king of all Jets media. So, you know, he's somewhere in there.
with Jet 71 and Afram, yeah, it was me who said that. And some people can multitask like that. And I think you just got to be constantly busy because, I mean, Snowball, you know me too well. It's exactly right. I can't stay still for a very long time. Like, I have to be doing something else at the same time while I'm doing this. Like, when I'm working, I have either something playing in the background or I'm hearing some kind of music or something. When I used to study, I used to have music playing in my earphones so I could pay attention to what I'm reading about. That's just how some people's brains work. And I think him doing something like this, I think he's going to be okay. Him taking the responsibility of DC should have been last year. I kept asking everybody last year, you know, who has the more pressure? Was it Tanner or was it Wilkes? You know, and I was like, well, you know, Wilkes is the vet guy. He's a head coach. Is Glenn going to talk to him and ask him all these questions about, like, dude, what would you do on this? And I think the biggest, I don't want to say downfall, but I think one of the biggest issues Aaron Glenn had last year, that he was trying to imitate too much what Bill Parcells did. And he just needed to be Aaron Glenn. Be yourself, you know, and continue to keep doing that. Like,
and that was his mistake, because Parcells didn't start off like he did as his career went.
No,
he was in trouble his first. They wanted to fire him after 1 year.
yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
but the other thing is, when you look at Parcells, look at the guys he had around him: Slezacek, Dan Henning, Ray Perkins. He had good coaches on his staff that he could do that. When you have young guys, I think Glenn, and I don't know this, I think it was his ego. He was just trying to prove to the world that he could coach offense and he could be a CEO. And so he brought in the defensive guy that didn't agree with his philosophy, and it just never fit. It never did. And I agree with what you're saying, Johnny. He should have just taken the defense last year. But the point is, when defensive coaches get jobs, if they call the defense, everybody gets pissed.
Yeah.
But when offensive coaches do it, it's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
Now it's changing a little since what happened in Seattle last year. And that's why Saleh came out and said, I'm doing the defense. And Glenn came out and said, I'm doing the defense. It's now become fashionable, because Seattle won the Super Bowl, that the head coach of the team calls the defense.
it made me sick to my stomach when Saleh had that presser and he was like, you know, when I was the head coach of the New York Jets, I should have been doing more on the defensive calls or that, but I just felt like a cheerleader on the sideline. When he said that, dude, I'll never forget it. I was downstairs having my cup of coffee, listening to this shit, and I threw my coffee in the ground. It pissed me off so much because everything that we said about Saleh was true, that he was just a glorified freaking
I don't know.
cheerleader.
I think he just said that as an expression of how he felt. I'm not as down on Saleh as everyone else is. I'm sorry. I know people are down on him and he's out the door. The man won 7 games with Zach Wilson and Mike White. He won 7 games twice in a row.
They were losing seasons.
Yeah, but okay, I get it. But don't do to him what we did to Sam Darnold the first time.
Right.
We wanted to ignore the facts because we were tired of them, right? We can't just ignore the facts because we're tired of them.
We got the big fella in the building. Big shout out to our
Big
guy,
fella,
the
you're
big
muted.
fella. You're muted, my good sir.
My bad.
There you
Sorry,
go.
man.
It's all right.
So, big fella, let me introduce you, Jet 71, Afram, the big fella.
Hey, nice to meet y'all.
How are
Same
you?
here.
What's up,
Very
big
nice to
fella?
meet
How are you, man?
You caught me while I was going off.
Good, man. Good. No. Johnny, you're exactly right about Saleh, but that was his choice. You know what I mean? He could have been more. He could have been more demonstrative, and been more into the games instead of just standing there. You know what I mean? That was his choice.
I
And for
don't
him to-
know. I go back to, and this is what I was trying to say, big fella. Again, you have a defensive guy. And when the Jets hired Saleh, they said the same thing that everybody likes to say when you hire a coach. We want a CEO. We want a CEO. When you hire a defensive guy, the expectation is he's a CEO.
Mhm.
And which is different than when you hire an offensive guy. So I think when Saleh came in, the same thing with Glenn. They had to come in and say, I'm a CEO. I can coach everything. Because and I think that's what it is. And I know he had losing seasons. And what I was saying when you came on, big fella, is that's fine. But you still can't ignore the fact that the quarterbacks that were on that team were not NFL caliber. And it's not like they went to other teams and became good.
Right. And well, the thing is, Joe Douglas didn't do anything about it.
That's
You know,
good with the second time around.
Joe Douglas was, when Rodgers got hurt, he was just like, all right, the season's over. You know what I mean? And, and Saleh was, he went along with it, and if
He
he's,
has no choice. He didn't have a choice.
yeah,
He reported to Douglas.
yeah. So, I mean, it's like, Saleh was good at defense. I'll give him that. But the way he was in press conferences, the way he was in, the way he dealt with the offense and stuff like that, if you're the CEO, you have to be on top of everything. And he really wasn't. So,
Yeah, but again, which coach in the NFL is good with Zach Wilson?
oh, nobody,
Right.
no one,
So-
no one.
Right.
You're
That's
There's
what I
100%.
gotta-
only so much as good as you can be at Robert Saleh or bad or whatever you want to say. I think he got the most out of the trash that he had at quarterback.
Well, he didn't want Zach Wilson. I mean,
But they drafted him.
Well,
I
know.
don't think he wanted. I think he was
No,
pretty much was like told, like, no,
That's-
we're getting him. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting him.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep
Darnold, Sam Darnold.
Donald
Yeah.
Right.
focus more on the defense.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not here to tell you Robert Saleh is the next coming of whatever. I think that when the organization made the decision to go to Rodgers, that undercuts the coach and the GM to some extent, because you have to do everything to, satisfy him. And I don't want to, I mean, that's where this is a new show, but I just feel like going back to what I was saying, this leads all to the Glenn thing. I feel like it was the same kind of thing when the defensive guy came in, he couldn't just call the plays because it would look bad because everybody thinks he's a CEO. And so Glenn fell into the same trap. So I'm glad that he decided finally, you know what? I do this. I'm doing this. I don't care. I'm bringing in a professional offensive coordinator. And I put this in the chat. I know people are down on Reich. When's the
I'm
last
not.
time the Jets?
I'm not.
Good, me neither. Because when's the last time the Jets had an offensive coordinator that played in and coached to a winning Super Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
long time.
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it is not. I have not remembered any time where
So, big fella.
that's happened.
Big
Yeah.
fella, I want to ask you this, and then we'll go again around the panel. So you see the rookies that we got, right?
Yeah, sure.
And we asked this question. We said, how quickly do you think the rookies are going to chip in? Like, do you see it? You see them being an impact immediately, or is it going to gradually start to go in there, or maybe 2 out of the 4 are going to work, or maybe just one of them is going to be the
I see them going in at different, various levels, but they're all going to contribute right away. They have to. The team
That's
doesn't
what
have
we got.
the team doesn't have enough talent.
That's what they got.
So so they need to be contributing right away. And if I was just thinking, all right, we have 2 first-round draft pick wide receivers. We have a first-round draft pick and a second-round draft pick tight end, second-round running back. The O-line, we have 2 bookend first-round tackles. Second-round guard. Then you have Parham and Myers. But I mean, that should be enough to win. That should be enough to win. And we're going to be in games this year. Last year we'd go into games, looking as fans and be like, we have no shot. Gino's going to throw the ball down the field, and we have weapons that he can get it to.
Yep.
So, and I expect a big jump for Breece Hall this year because teams can't stack the box against us this year because, there is the threat of the pass. We haven't had a threat of a pass. We had it somewhat with Rodgers, but even in his healthy year, he wasn't throwing the ball down the field as much. So teams were stacking the box against him. We haven't had, before Zach, since Darnold, we haven't had like the deep threat, or like a consistent pass threat. So I expect Breece to have a big bounce back year this year because defenses can't do what they've been doing to us for so long.
Yeah, last season we would go into the half and we're down 21.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would blink your eyes and you'd be down 14.
Yep.
And then at the half you're down 21, then you're just like trying to right the ship after that. So yeah, you're right, big fella. This is new territory for us with a quarterback who can actually complete a pass downfield.
Yeah.
Afram?
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, you got experience in a quarterback. You got 2 veteran defensive players, which should help the young guys because we haven't had that since Richardson when he was in the 2010 in the locker room that these guys relied on. Now we can't have all rookies, right? They rely on older players to guide them. They all come from winning programs. So if they adhere to and execute, I don't see why we can't score points. And if Glenn can coach this defense with the talent that he did in 2024 with the Lions, with 17 guys on the disabled list, right? 17 players he lost, and he still was able to rank number 7th in defense in the NFC. That's saying something because he was focused on that. That's his superpower, as he says. And that's all you need to do. Let the game come to you. You'll learn from that, just like every head coach. You don't know everything, nor does any coach that comes in. They all make mistakes, but you have to look competent. And this team didn't look whatsoever competent last year because they just probably were confused as hell.
Yeah.
And you guys brought up the PFF ratings, and I've said this over and over. You can't judge these players based on last year.
No.
I don't. I looked up A.D. Mitchell. He's 57, his PFF rating. Do you think he's a 57 grade wide receiver?
Well, the way everyone talks about him right now, it doesn't seem like he is.
Exactly.
Like he's the second coming of Christ.
Look who was throwing the ball. Look who was throwing the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
of course.
I mean, big fella said it. You got 2 first-round wide receivers. You also AD was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if AD Mitchell were in this draft, everybody would have been like, "That's the kind of guy we want."
Yeah,
I'm on.
He blew by the defensive back, the number 1 draft pick for the
Tyler said hi.
Yeah. Johnny says hi.
The Patriots. Christian,
Gonzalez.
what's his name?
Gonzalez.
He blew right by him, AD Mitchell. But of course, we didn't have the guy. He didn't throw the ball down the field.
I mean, look, me and the big fella, we had a conversation about Cooper because we did not think that we were going to have any chance of getting him. So me and him, we were looking at other very similar style types of receivers like a Cooper that we were wanting to talk about, right? I mean, I know we were big on the Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, Brazel, yeah.
yeah, so we were big on it. But again, do I think that this team is going to make some noise? Is going to surprise a lot of people next year? I really believe so.
Mhm.
The way they're moving, and you're not hearing us, other than the crap that just happened with Gino, dude. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do. You know, and I wanted to ask you guys this. And hey, I see nicely Luker, praise God, is in the building. Welcome. Also, Coach Glick, welcome. Hey, if you guys want to call in. We are talking all Jets right now. We're having a really good discussion.
I want to say something about Bailey.
What's going on with Bailey?
I think he's going to be a beast. You know, I'm a Bailey fan. I was not a Reese guy at all. And if I have to eat my words down the line, I will. I think Bailey, you think about some of the problems the team have. And again, I was looking at his college production. This guy sacks the quarterback. This guy forces fumbles. This guy hits tackles for loss. I mean, he's going to make a big difference. Just being on the field, his athletic ability, his ability to pressure the other guy, the fact that he needs attention, if he does get pressure. The Jets didn't have one guy like that last year. I mean, McDonald, you know, he's got his limitations. But you add a second guy or a guy who has that kind of thing, I think that's a major difference.
I'm in agreement with you because I think Bailey is a really good player. If I'm being honest with you, I was teetering between Reese and between what's his name that went over to the Commanders, and I wanted
Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles. That's kind of where I was at. But again, the picking up of Dunbar, I think we're going to see this defense like. Honestly, I think this defense is going to live and die from Trevonde Sweat. I think it starts with him, you know, and it starts with him making sure that there's nothing coming up the middle because we were getting destroyed from that.
Mm-hmm.
But then Bailey's going to eat, man. Like Bailey's going to contain that because he that quick step that he has. And that bend that he does. So you're right, just so you know, I saw some of his stuff and I was like, holy shit. Like this kid, his
he can get off, man. He can get off.
Yep.
His get off time was as good, almost slightly better than Myles Garrett. He gets off the ball. I think we're going to see more of what we saw with Rex. See, we've been so used to the Saleh and now we have the Wilkes thing, and that's fine. They have their thing and Saleh did great. I'm not knocking that, but what I'm saying is it's a different style. I think you're going to see more of the Rex stuff. You're going to see more blitzes. You're going to see more people coming from different places. It's going to look more like the Steelers with what they have at the outside line when Dunbar was there. When they had the outside, when you have your Watt out there and your Highsmith out there and those guys. And I think that makes a big difference to getting turnovers, actually stopping another team. I mean, the Jets couldn't stop my local high school last year.
It's true.
I definitely think that the Jets defensive line, I mean, they definitely took care of stopping the run up the middle, right? With bringing in Tavondre Sweat, like Johnny said, Osai, Enigbare, right? These guys who are, you know, they're made Demario Davis, right? These people being able to, and, you know, Sherwood being freed up a little bit from not having to call, you know, plays and just hopefully makes a rebound and like can look somewhat competent, right? I know Jet 71's like had almost like turned around like, you know, the Exorcist with that, but if we have and like, listen, I'm not sold on Maui Goa yet. I'm not sold on him. I'm Marcelino McCrary Ball. I am not sold on him yet. Right?
Not.
Right.
I don't like him.
Marcelino.
You don't have to like him, right?
Maricino?
What's that?
Maricino? I don't know. I'm just talking.
Marcelino.
I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan of his. I think we should have better depth than that.
Yeah. Like we said earlier, right, Johnny? We were saying we had the opportunities to grab a linebacker. We had the opportunities to grab a center, right? And the Jets chose not to do that and be fiscally responsible and like play the cards and see how the way things fall this season.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a rookie, right? Bailey is a rookie this season. He may be fast, right? But again, the inexperience going up against NFL caliber tackles, he has not seen the likes of these types of people yet. If he gets off to a slow start, I get it. I understand. You can try to be faster than these guys, but they're going to suck him in, and he's going to have to earn his stripes with this
I
team.
think he's got more moves than speed.
Yeah,
I think Reese was only speed. I think Bailey's got some moves.
I hope so. I hope you're right. I
the
really
moves like
do.
Jagger?
Much better than Jagger.
Nice. So, guys, I want to ask you guys this because we kind of didn't get to really talk about this, and I think this is a good conversation to talk about. But do you guys think that will Garrett Wilson return back to his superstar form? Snowball, I know you wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to talk about this. So, start it off. Like, what's your thoughts on this? Like,
listen, the injury happened. The injury happens at a point in the season last season that you're not worried about him coming back, right? We've seen the slow motion videos from OTAs and stuff, and we've seen the way he's able to like run again in shorts and a t-shirt, whatever, and be able to catch the ball behind his back with one hand. Right? These are the things that we expect from Garrett Wilson. He's going to garner a lot of attention in the beginning of the season. Hopefully AD Mitchell is able to pull some, like if AD Mitchell is the number 2 that we think he can be with Geno Smith as a quarterback, then that's going to pull some attention away from coverage with Garrett Wilson, and he will be able to be that superstar. But I'm thinking in the beginning of the season, this guy's going to be double teamed like nobody's business because people know who he is. Where do you start him? Outside, slot? What are you going to do with Garrett Wilson? I don't know. I don't know what Frank Reich has in store for him. I've seen him work different ways with different receivers. So my hopes is that they do stick him in the slot because I think that's where he's really going to excel. But you never know. With the different offensive coordinator, they may see something that, like he said in the press conference, right? I like the offense the way it's shaping up, Garrett Wilson said, because it gives us options, right? So I think they're going to play it smart. I think they're going to utilize him in a way that maybe we haven't seen Garrett Wilson be used before and take the league by surprise. So will he return to superstar form? Yeah, and maybe in a way that we've never seen before, hopefully.
Snowball, before we get into that, I asked Phil to call in. Big shout out to Phil. Phil.
Hey, Phil.
What's up?
Phil. Jet
What's
71,
happening?
Afram, big
What's happening?
fella, Florida Phil. Phil, so you saw the question that we had earlier. I know you wanted to answer it. So the question in regards to the rookies, we were asking how quickly do the rookies chip in? And the answers for it were immediately, it will take time, or only 2 or 1 of them are going to work out. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, what are you thinking?
Well, first of all, I saw a different thing where it was which one of the 4 did you think was going to make the biggest impact?
That was a second question after that I asked.
Okay, so first of all, I think you can honestly make an argument for all 4. I really do, depending on how you look at it. I think the most likely is Bailey. I think that's why they picked him. I think they're going to try and give him every opportunity to be that impact guy. But, you know, something that I've never gotten out into the ethos because I didn't want to be that negative guy after the draft. Everybody was so freaking hyped about it. I didn't want Bailey. And everybody was back and forth about Bailey and Reese. And I think Styles was the guy. And all this stuff about positional value, oh, you can't take a linebacker at 2. And, you know, it'll take him a couple of years. Bailey will be an impact player immediately. That remains to be seen. But I think at our linebacking core right now, we got, as good as he is, we got a 37-year-old man we are putting an awful lot of stock in.
Yep.
We got a guy who did not play very well last year. And after that, we are fucked. So, you know,
Yeah, Phil, you and I are in agreement with that. I wanted Styles also. So
see, so you know, I would have taken Styles. He could have been the guy to learn from DeMario. May have been the guy who took over that team this year. You don't know. One of the things offenses do right now, in my opinion, like everybody is trying to get rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds. And Styles could keep up with tight ends and running backs coming out of the backfield. I don't know if anybody on this team can do that as well. I just think, and you know, as far as the pass rushing goes, I mean, how many snaps is Bailey going to play? And the more he plays, the less McDonald plays, right? So I don't know, man. I don't see it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, if the guy has 25 sacks this year, I'm going to have to eat my words.
I don't know if he's getting that many.
But we'll be happy with that.
What if he has
that's the
10?
case.
I mean, what if he has 10?
I don't see.
He's
To
got
me,
10.
10's not worth the difference between him and Styles at all. It's got to be big number. It's got to be, you know, 16, 18, 20. Like
He's a
then you go,
rookie.
all right.
All pros get 16, 18, 20.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is, to me, for me to feel differently about the pick, he's going to have those kind of numbers.
Yeah, but he's not going to
What's the
have it in
second
year
pick in the
1. What
draft?
if he has it in year 3?
Yeah, I mean, I understand, and I understand everybody's got their opinion. I think Styles would have been the better player long term. I think it made more sense for this team right now, and everybody's going to compare Bailey and Reese this year, and they're both playing in New York and all that. Personally, I'm going to be keeping my eye on Styles, and if Styles if Styles is a Pro Bowl linebacker and Bailey is an average pass rusher, I'm going to feel vindicated.
Yeah, and I know with Phil, we've had these conversations a lot. We both feel the same way. We're both defensive guys. Like, we want this defense to feel it is firing at all cylinders and that the opposing offense has no idea what the hell to do. That they feel like it's just coming from everywhere. That they're throwing the entire kitchen sink at them, and they're just trying to, like, do whatever they can to come out alive. And
we're going to see more of that this year.
And I hope, and that's what I hope. It's just that's the battle that I was going about, because, you know, when I watched a lot of those games, I've always felt like, so the Reese and Styles conversation was, to me at least, I saw that Styles consistently cleaned up a lot of Reese's shit, you know. So now, is that part of it because, you know, he's on the line and that's what the linebacker is supposed to do? I mean, we could argue and talk about that. Yes.
Reese and Styles. I agree. I think Styles is better than Reese myself. I think the one thing about the defense, not to interrupt you, Johnny, that you have to understand, the defense for the Jets was so bad, especially after they traded those two guys last year. There's no way you're going to fix all of that in one off season.
True.
You're going to plug a couple holes. You're going to hopefully get a couple of blue chippers. You're going to bring in a couple of vets to kind of hold you over, but you can't fix all of that mess in one off season.
I agree, but that's another reason that I would have taken Styles is that I think that our linebacking core is very sus, and he could have been a huge, you know, if one of these guys plays bad or gets hurt, our linebacking core is really, really a problem. And I think
Right.
he could have been a big part of fixing that hole. Where
I agree with that.
I think
But-
we could have picked up another pass rusher in a later round, maybe made a trade for a pass rusher instead of going all in on a number 2 pick for a pass rusher. There are times I would agree with that 100%, but I agree with you. This defense between the secondary, we gotta hope that Fitzpatrick isn't done. We gotta hope that Davis isn't done and stays healthy, right? We got a lot of suspect guys right now.
And that's
Yeah,
my
the only thing I would say is if they, and I like Styles, don't get me wrong. The only thing I would say is if they went that route, we'd be sitting here going, what are they going to do for a pass rush?
Right.
That's the thing is you could pick up a pass rusher. You
You
have
could pick up a
McDonald. Wait, you got McDonald, okay, who is not obviously he's not freaking Miles Garrett, but you got him. He's a 8-10 sack guy supposedly or averages. You got guys you could pick up, or draft somebody a little bit later, and then you got the superpower guy. He's got to figure out some freaking blitz packages.
Well, I
with
was going to ask
linebackers
about
and
that. Do you think that's going to happen? I was going to ask you, do you think the scheme has anything to do with it
Oh, absolutely.
because of
Absolutely.
what they were doing last year compared to what they might do, meaning having anything to do with why they picked Bailey instead of someone like
100%. I think they weren't sold on McDonald. They picked up his 5th-year option. They're probably going to take a hard look at whether or not they're going to trade him. And I think they're going all in on Bailey as the pass rusher for the next 5 years, hopefully. I think he's going to be using all kinds of blitz packages, and he wanted to have a stud pass rusher for sure. So I think that's definitely a huge part of why he did it. And I think, as Johnny touched on before, because we've talked about this before, I want the kind of defense that has the opposing quarterback feeling like every play is a fucking jailbreak. Where are they coming from?
that was what Rex did, right?
Right. And if you don't have 2 great pass rushers, you got to have blitzes, right? You got to bring a safety sometimes. You got to bring a linebacker sometimes. Whatever you got to do, you got to be creative. But you got to put pressure. In this league, man, you got to pressure the quarterback.
I think Glenn's going to get back to that. I agree with you 100%. I think that's Glenn's DNA. And I think part of the butting heads with him and Wilkes last year was that exact point right there.
Yep.
So
I agree.
if you're gonna send the house guys, though, this is the question, right? Do you have the confidence in the linebacking core, the safeties, and the
It's the
corners?
cornerback.
Yeah. Are you gonna do you have the confidence in your backfield to throw the house?
That's why they drafted Pons and not a linebacker.
That's
So-
right. That's right.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. And they're hoping that between Pons and AZ and what's his name, Stevens
And
and Fitzpatrick isn't freaking done, and they're gonna take the risk that the secondary is gonna hold up if they're bringing the house.
Until
Afram.
we don't.
If they don't,
Until we don't.
if they
Until
don't,
we
they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose a lot of games. 30-20 instead of 13-6.
which Johnny prefers.
I think everybody would prefer, if you're going to lose, I think you'd rather lose 30-20 than 13-6.
I agree. We've seen enough of that.
So, Afram, so you've been a little bit quiet on there, but you got
Well, I like
shout
to
out
listen to
to,
Phil has a lot of things to say.
shout out to nicely Luker that says the fact that we can argue 0-4 is amazing. I mean, that is true. What's your thoughts on that? That we are really arguing, and not arguing, but we're having a really good conversation right now about what the current state of the New York Jets are potentially this upcoming season.
I think that they needed to have their mindset was to have a pass rusher. They also remember where they have 3 number 1 picks next year. They're building this team, right? And there's this year's talent was maybe top 10 guys were the grade A players. After that, it went they were basically second round players that would be in this coming year's draft. So the talent wasn't totally there, but I think they want 4 guys who can rush and put pressure, and that's why they got speed in the secondary with Pons, and they still have Brownlee. Because when you add speed, when you add pressure to the quarterback, they rush it, and that's when the secondary is more dangerous.
I
Okay.
agree. That's. I think that's the key. I think that they
Yeah.
know. Everybody was talking about the interception. What's
I'm
that?
sorry.
Phil?
I
No,
said
go ahead.
from those.
Yeah, I mean the bottom line is everybody talked about the lack of interceptions. If you don't pressure the quarterback, you don't get them.
So that was
We,
the
so we
reason.
saw it.
So that was the reason for getting Bailey.
That's my
Bailey,
opinion.
I think, was more pro ready than Reese.
Yeah,
Okay, Reese they say has a higher ceiling.
right.
Now we can argue, was Reese benefited from Styles or vice versa? That was some defensive team they had. A lot of players on that team.
I mean, that's true. That's
Okay.
very, very true.
And how
That
many
kid
players
makes
did Bailey have that helped him out?
You
I don't
also
know
have
that team.
Hunter was a good nose
Doctor
tackle.
T, along the lines of like, okay, I understand they want the guy that can rush the quarterback, but again, with the quick passes to avoid that, I don't think we have linebackers that can hold up in that 5-yard zone.
You're going to see a lot of nickel package. You're going to see 3 defensive backs on the field, and you're going to see 1 linebacker. And
Also-
you're going to see more safeties out there.
I think you also have to
They have
take
the
it.
speed.
And this is just my opinion, though. I think you have to take into consideration the record of the Jets last season as well, and the position that not so much Muji, but in the popular opinion, but Aaron Glenn, right? When you take into account that the amount of mistakes that he makes this season. Now Muji was in on the decision to get Bailey, obviously, but what I'm saying is maybe it was Glenn's call and be like, listen, I want the pure pass rusher. The amount of mistakes that you can make, like if they took Reese or Styles and they busted, right? You've been like, you know what? They took the damn risk, and they shouldn't have taken the risk. They should have gone for the pure pass rusher, and they should have gone for Bailey. So you don't want to really make the mistake this season, because if for some reason you do have a modicum of success this season, and Bailey does, get just average numbers. I'm not saying Phil numbers, because Phil numbers are amazing.
Yeah,
I would love.
We're talking Gaston O'Clecco numbers. If
Right,
those
like
that
would be
my neighborhood.
off the charts, right? That would be off the charts, and people would just be like, you know what? It doesn't matter what the hell they did. Like, this kid is he is the American dream for this team. But I think he was the safe bet. Bailey was the safest bet of all 3. Before I taught, I sold office equipment, and we did fax machines and copiers and printers and all this stuff. And the saying was, nobody ever got fired for buying a Xerox. Right, and I think Bailey is the Xerox. I think
Styles too. I think Styles was also a safe bet, but I do think that's where the whole positional thing came into play. If you have 2 things and you think they're a safe bet, I think the positional value came into play. I think Reese was the bigger gamble because everybody's talking about his upside. I mean, the man played 3 years of college football and got 6 sacks. So he's going to come to the pro now and all of a sudden get 12 a year? I don't know.
There's a risk.
Yeah, I think that the safer picks were both Styles and Bailey.
Right.
And I agree with Philly. I think the safest pick may have been Styles, but I think the positional thing came into play at that point.
Yeah.
The defense, they needed some juice.
Yeah.
I think that was the difference in it.
Jermaine Johnson's not here anymore.
And listen, the numbers I threw out I was being a little bit dramatic on purpose, but I think if he's an average pass rusher or slightly above average pass rusher, I don't know how much of an impact that really has. So I don't know. It's a philosophy thing. It's whatever. There's no right or wrong answer. It's an opinion. And
I understood what you were saying. I was giving you a hard time about the guy. How about this though? Let's imagine you see Bailey making impact plays, sacks to shut down drives, strip sacks to change field position, and he ends up with 10 sacks and a couple of forced fumbles and those kinds of things. I think they need players on defense that can make some plays, like some impact plays.
I would be happy if I see them closing the edge really well, and
Yeah.
we're not seeing that they're just going around us. How many times did we see that happening? Or,
Michael Clemens is slower than me.
but that's what I'm saying. Like that was our starter.
I know.
That was our. It was crazy to see any of that last year, and I'm just like, we last year. So this is a good segue into Coach Glick's actual question, because I love this question right now. That, you know, we had undrafted players being our starters last year, and we were like, oh, Glenn is gonna do something right now because Glenn. I'm like, it was almost nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Did he fuck up and bring up Wilkes and Tanner? I mean, yes, and he said it. He said it. He said it. I fucked up. Like, this shit was up on me, and that's one thing that I did like, that he does that. And a lot of his players, a lot of his coaches, a lot of his administration team or whatever came up and were like, you know, he will take the bullet for the fuck ups of everybody else, as he should, being the head coach of this team. But Coach Glick says this, and I want you guys to answer this. If this was AG's first season as head coach, blackout last year, would you be excited for the 2026 season with the roster, the coaches, and the future draft capital, etc.? With Snowball, you started off.
So 2025 doesn't exist.
Nope, never happened. This is
All
his
right.
first year
So
with everything that he just did.
I just Men in Black myself, right? And just like, okay, I don't remember 2025.
I watched that last night, by the way, so it's funny you
Did
say
you?
that. It was so good.
And I think that's what everybody has to do about 2025. Yeah, if 2025 never existed, then yes, this is an exciting season. This is something to look forward to, because like Coach Glick says, the amount of talent. Now, we don't know what kind of results we're going to get from this talent, but the potential is there for this talent to blossom. So, you know, Pons, we have very high hopes for Pons. Sadiq, he has the potential to be great. I'm very excited about Mason Taylor's second season. I really think that we're going to utilize Mason Taylor a lot this season. He said it last year. He wanted to improve. He knows what he had to work on. Glenn agreed with him. And then you have Frank Reich, who likes to use the tight ends in his offense. I'm really looking forward to Mason Taylor this season. So would I be excited? The roster says yes. The coaches are the unknown. I have no idea. These guys it's a new mix. Glenn cleaned house, so we have no way of knowing what's going to happen with these guys. The only thing we have is pure speculation and hope. Dunbar has a proven track record, so I'm in on him. Reich, I believe, can be. He's an old dog, but he can have new tricks. So I have faith in him. He has been on winning organizations in the past. The draft capital that we have is through the roof. So I am definitely very excited about next season. And the etc. can be whatever you want, fill in the blank. I'm talking about untapped potential with a lot of these players. Demario Davis, Minkah Fitzpatrick, coming in, heading up some stuff, having some veteran leadership. What's the receiver's name? Patrick?
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick, right? Listen, no one says his name, right? He's like an afterthought, but I think he's just veteran presence for the wide receivers, which is nice. I'm excited. I am excited about this season. Yes, Coach Glick. The short and long answer is I am excited in that scenario.
Afram?
Yes, I am looking forward to this season. I didn't forget about 2025, but I also
You have
no, and I'll tell you why. Because I look at it this way. Every year there's availability and there's unavailability. In 2025, who was coming here as a coach? How many people was he able to bring from Detroit? Not many. So what's available is what you can take.
Tanner.
Right? Right. Tanner, Wilkes. Now this year, He was able to get because what's his name left Pittsburgh, so Dunbar was available, right?
Alfredo Roberts. I mean, they
Exactly.
got
There were
a
more
good
guys
squad.
available
Yeah,
this
Bill
year, and
Musgrave.
he solidified this coaching staff a lot better than what he was able to do in 2025. You know, just like when free agents are available, some are and some are not, right? You work with what you can get with, right? So now it's a lot better. Also, we also have to be thankful what happened in 2025, because if it didn't happen, if we were just mediocre, you wouldn't have Sadiq or Cooper on this team, because we wouldn't have traded Sauce or Williams at that point if we was doing well, right?
Yep.
We wouldn't have all these extra picks. So be thankful that it crapped out, because look what we're benefiting from it. Our biggest problem is getting a quarterback. Has been for this past few times. Just whiffed on these picks, you know, and we just don't hold on to them long enough. We don't have a veterans, and these guys sitting behind them learning. We just throw these guys into the lion's den and hope they survive. And that you can't do that to these guys. And look,
Mr. Phil.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, between Afram and Snowball, I think they covered it all extremely well. But the short answer is, yeah, if there was, even if you don't forget about last year, I'm optimistic. There is enough talent here. You can't, flip it in a single year. I agree with that. We were in such a mess. There was no way to flip this in 1 year. So based on where we were and where we look to be right now, even at the quarterback position, listen, all we need from Gino is to be average. Give me 3,400 yards. I don't care even if he throws, 12, 14 interceptions, if he throws 25 or more touchdowns. He's just got to not suck. We've been dealing with such bad quarterback play for so freaking long. And with the weapons he's got, I agree with Snowball, man. I'm looking forward to see him with the second year with Mason, how good this offense could be. The running backs are good. The tight ends are good. You could make the argument that if Cooper is just decent, and that means Garrett is great, that's a huge impact, just having that second guy. So I would say the offense right now, and again, Frank Reich, I think, is a guy you can at least have some confidence, knows what the fuck he's doing. So, all the question marks for me are on the defensive side. Okay. Is Sweat going to put down the fucking candy bar? Okay. Is Davis going to be the guy he was last year? Is Sherman going to be better? Are any of these DBs going to be any good? There's just a lot of question marks on defense.
Yep.
Just 71.
Yeah, I agree with the defense is a bigger question. And a couple of things they all say, I agree. I'm excited, regardless of what happened last year. A couple of things we did talk about. How long have we been saying as Jet fans, if they just had a middle of the pack quarterback, and that's what they now have, right?
Yep.
And in addition to that, I slid in real quick. When's the last time they had a professional quarterback coach with a track record of actually developing quarterbacks, right? I mean, they have that now too. And I think the one thing, I forget who said that Glenn was trying to be too much like Parcells. I think it was from whomever. I think the one thing that he did take from Parcells that was good is that Parcells decided after his first shitty year, screw this. I'm cleaning out the staff. I'm going to do it my way. And if I go down, I'm going down with the ship. And that's that. And I think Glenn took that and said, this is how we're going to do it. And I think all that is reason for excitement. And I agree, too, with what Phil said. The defense is the biggest question. But if we have the mediocre offensive play, they can keep you in some games. Who knows? You make a play or two. I like the team. I think they can win 10 games.
So to answer this question, Coach, like, so I know everybody's really excited about the offense, but I do have question marks on the wide receiving piece of it, because after Garrett Wilson, for me, it's question marks. Okay, AD Mitchell could not do it over there with the Colts with having that, right? Oh, but it was all of this. If you're that guy and you're supposed to be that guy, you're gonna outshine no matter who it is. So that's that.
Some guys take some time to develop.
I mean, yeah, you're right on that, but I don't know. I mean, he did have some good competition over there with the Colts. You know, he really did. I'm not gonna, but that's what I mean. Nobody knew who Pierce was until he showed out.
No, I have to disagree with that. And Pierce was a player in their mix. Again, I go back to the Mitchell thing.
I'm just saying nobody knew who Pierce was until he started to really go off. Coming out of college, but nobody knew him from college.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah,
not compared to AD Mitchell.
No, Pierce was highly thought of. I wanted Pierce for us.
Yeah,
he had great hands. The problem is, I think he plays more like a Pittman. Mitchell.
You're talking about a second-round pick.
Yeah,
Alec Pierce was a second-round pick, just
Mitchell was too.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Like, they're just question marks to me. Other than Garrett Wilson right now, it's question marks. You know, because again,
talent.
They are talented, yes, but it's also that same conversation that we start to have where it's all about upside. And I hate that word.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate that word. You know, the upside of AD Mitchell is that he could potentially be this. I mean,
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of when you bring in all your rookies. I mean, that's just how it is. The whole team is based on upside.
I mean, true story. You're right.
I mean,
Keep in mind, he wasn't making that deal unless Mitchell was thrown into the deal.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like, you don't know exactly what it was. Like, what was that? I don't know. Was that an afterthought? Like, all right, throw in Mitchell too, and we'll do it. The thing is, you have a quarterback who's capable of throwing the ball.
Correct.
So, you know, now you get to show
He's
us.
not going to be afraid to throw the ball.
Right.
You know, I'd rather have a guy who throws 15 interceptions, ain't afraid to throw the ball when a guy is open.
Exactly.
And so, Jameis Winston season.
So and that's what I mean. Everybody, like, I'm big on Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith is something that we've been asking for, kind of what Just 71 was saying. We've been asking for a quarterback that's like middle tier, that it doesn't know. But that also means that we are going to expect that this defense has to be 20 times better than last year. They have to be, right? I mean, they brought in the guys, but I am still worried about the linebacking core. I am still worried about the safety and all that. I believe that Pons is going to outbeat Stevens at one point, and I think we're going to have ones and twos. It's going to be for corners. It's going to be Pons, and it's going to be AZ Thomas, because I think that highly of AZ Thomas.
But this is the point, Johnny. When you're building a team, you have to start from somewhere.
Correct.
And I think what we're saying is, when you look at the building blocks we have, there's a possibility for success this year compared to the blocks we had last year.
Which yes. So what I'm trying to say is, am I excited for this upcoming season? Yes, I really am, because I really feel like there is a lot of talent that is surrounding in this team, and it's homegrown, and it's going to continue to getting there. Do I think that we should have probably got the kid from Texas Tech and Rodriguez? I think that's what they were wanting to do, because they thought that they were going to be able to get, Bailey, and I thought they were going to be able to get because don't forget, guys, I don't know if you guys really.
But again, you're betting on upside. I do think they wanted Rodriguez, but he wasn't there. So they went and got the next best guy, and they got Bonds.
Which I'm happy as anything in regards to that. AG saw himself all over again. I am excited, but I'm also really excited about the coordinators that we have here. I think for me, that's the biggest one because I think I still believe in coaches. And I believe that we have the right guys this time around. I really believe in Frank Reich and what he's going to do. I really do believe in Dunbar. I really believe in Alfredo Roberts. I believe in what Banjo over here is trying to build. Bill Musgrave is somebody that's not being talked about enough. Look what he did over there.
That's a big move.
Look what he did over there with the Browns last year. Okay, it was Flacco and two rookies in Gabriel and Shador Sanders, and he still did something. I mean, they weren't good like that, but they were in the mix of a lot of stuff, So, and then they have the marriage with the younger guys that they have there. They got all the main heads as the older individuals, but that you got the young, innovating minds to be able to say, hey, and they want to implement a lot of the newer technology that's out there. That to me is a really good recipe for success. And there's a reason why there's a lot of people right now are saying, hey, the Jets are a potential dark horse. They really are something that they're building. We could see it.
It's gonna come out of nowhere. I think I text to Matt. He's like, "Oh, you got to go from 4 to 7 to 10." Well, the pay toilets went from 5 to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
why
they-
can't the
they have
Jets go
Vrabel.
from 3 to 10?
Like,
Vrabel?
it is a possibility, right? For us to do that. I was going to ask the question. And Johnny brought it up. Musgrave, right? At this point in Geno Smith's career, is Bill Musgrave making an impact on Geno Smith, or
Yes.
are we betting on his capabilities to more impact like Cade Klubnik?
Look what he did with
Hey,
Flacco.
fellas, real quick, man. I got to jump back off. I'm actually hiding in my car at work, so I got to go.
I see you all the time in the morning. It was finally good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to finally meet you as well. And I got to tell you, man, first of all, thanks for the opportunity to speak. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Man, this is such an amazing fan base. So many smart guys really know their shit. And I really enjoy hearing from all of you. Got great respect for you. And, peace out. Go Jets.
Go
Phil,
Jets, baby.
before you go, Phil, listen,
Yeah.
if you're going to watch it on the replay, watch the end of the show.
Yep. And you'll appreciate it.
Okay, guys.
All
Stay
right.
safe.
Take care, Phil.
Stay safe, Phil.
Snowball, 100%. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you the scenario.
Mhm.
I compare Geno to Vinny. When we got Vinny, he had a so-so year with Baltimore. He was kind of waffling. He had a turnover problem. He came in. He got good coaching from Parcells. He got good coaching from Henning. They taught him how to take care of the ball, and he did that. And I'm not saying that Geno's going to be that good, but Musgrave will have an impact like that. And maybe he goes from 15 interceptions to 9, which could be huge.
The fact that last season the Raiders offense had to come back after practice and practice more, right, without the OCB in there, right, just to get through things, says something about what happened to Geno Smith last
100%.
year,
100%.
right? Yeah. The fact that, that Parham, out of all the people, now, do you want to be the best of the worst?
No.
I don't know. Like Parham was the best of the worst, like the offensive line in the NFL, right? So he was
And we got him.
the shining star, right? Who did work with said quarterback who we have now, which is a positive. But the fact that, again, the tight end, right? The star tight end for the Raiders was not there. Myers was gone, what, half season? Right?
Yep.
Gone.
Yep.
So
They were fucking with Genty. They were
Right.
trying to mix up Genty's way to run, which is fucking bananas to me.
There were
So-
stories that Chip Kelly was calling plays they didn't even have in the playbook.
Yes,
Exactly.
You saw
That's the
that,
best
Abram?
story.
Yeah.
so anyone who comes
Another
to
Tom
us,
Brady production, by the way. No one will give him credit for that shit show. But go ahead. Sorry.
that's okay. What I'm saying is, if Gino does not light a fire under your ass, right? But with being, as Johnny says, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and dude, I'm looking for big things from Geno Smith this season. I really am.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think he's got something to prove,
And I think
especially being in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
He wanted to be here. Now, look, one of the things that I thought, I saw him at the podium, and I was more impressed with him at the podium than I thought. And then we had the off-field stuff. So what I learned about Geno Smith, that since he's been back with the Jets, is he's matured on the football field and is the same guy off the field, right? Okay, so which is fine. We've got some maturity. I mean, we can't, drive the speed limit in school zones or whatever the heck it was. I get it. Is that the end of the world? No. But at the end of the day, he's matured as a football player.
Sure.
But he's in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida is completely different, dude. That shit that he was doing happens there all the time.
Try
all
California.
the time. All the time. Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like,
They just get amplified because he's a Jets quarterback.
because he's a Jets guy. Yeah, just with
No,
anything.
I get it. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to keep it in perspective. I'm not trying to hammer the guy.
No. I understand what you're saying, and I definitely get it. But I'm also trying to say too is that and I always say it on the show. We're constantly saying it. It is so easy to shit on the New York Jets
Oh, it's
that
just
to be able
America's
to be
pastime.
able exactly to be able to defend them, and we're here consistently defending them, getting so much shit.
It's
But-
obnoxious. Think about this. The New England Pay Toilets #1 football guy missed more than half of the draft. If that were a Jets personnel, whoever, it would still be the headline on SportsCenter today to start
100%.
off the mini camps. And
I'm
not-
watching.
Go ahead.
I'm watching all these videos on TikTok about these people who are predicting what the Jets are going to do this season. And it's it's 2 wins, 3 wins, lucky if you get 4 wins. And I'm just reposting them. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm putting this out into the universe, like not only to his or their population, but my population as well, because now I believe we're going to do better than 4 wins. That's for sure. And I think, we're going to do better than 4 wins.
We better.
Yeah, Skip, we better.
Yeah. But I
Shit.
just want to,
Listen, 2 out
rub
of the
it.
last 3 years, the Jets have had a better record than the Pay Toilets. Who knows that? Every time we talk about the Dolphins, do we say the Miami Dolphins, who haven't won a playoff game in 25 years? No, but every time they talk about the Jets, the longest streak of in North American, what a crock of shit. North American sports history. People don't know shit from Shinola about North American sports history.
Damn.
I mean, let's be honest.
Damn, Skippy. I mean,
Sorry, you hit the third rail for me.
That's okay. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to, shock you.
Oh, I can't stand it.
guys, I mean, it's a little bit like this.
I feel like you don't love me as much as I do. Like it's not me.
I mean, literally, guys, this is us talking about this team consistently.
You know what? It's not that I don't care. It's that I'm tired of everything the Jets do is magnified. And
100%.
like I said, someone from New England, whatever. New England is a shit show. They've been full of all kinds of shady shit for centuries. Nobody says a word.
Yep.
You got coaches dating teenagers. You got another coach dating media people. You got a quarterback spreading seed everywhere. You got
an owner who's going to massage parlors.
Right. The owner's going down to tug and pull. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it's just, but it's, but the Jets are the circus.
And Woody Johnson was given so much shit for wearing all white suits all white shoes after Labor Day. Okay,
Right.
like
I mean,
you guys remember that shit? Like
I
it
do.
was making news, and I'm like,
It's clicks, baby. That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's just
I'm
clicks.
just like, what the fuck?
I know, but I know Ephraim, but I can't take it anymore. Like
Listen,
they
let
got
me
to win
start-
some games.
Yeah, that's all they have to do. They have to just
Well,
win
I was
games.
gonna say winning is gonna get rid of all that shit. So
Yeah,
don't
and
worry
that's
about
why
it.
the Patriots got away with all the crazy shit.
Again, because the
That's
horseshoe
happening.
that's been lodged up their ass, they got into another Super Bowl. The thing's been stuck there for 25 years. I
And
mean, there's
fucking
not been
Tom
anything
Brady.
easier than what I just saw.
And Tom Brady, anytime that he
Oh.
can, just fucking constantly wants to give it to us, man. Like
Always.
we live in that mind, in that guy's
If I'm
mind.
Woody, I'm telling Roger Goodell that guy doesn't broadcast any of my games. I don't give a shit. This is a known cheater who clearly hates us, takes shots at us. He owns another team. I don't want him anywhere near my locker room, my facility, my nothing. I don't know why he doesn't put his foot down. Woody's got, I mean, for as bad as the Jets are, they're still like the 6th most valuable franchise in the world. He's got to say enough's enough for the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the shit that we got on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they come
I know
out with,
my house
with
doesn't have that stuff.
no, you just got MetLife in your back.
Yeah,
Hey, he's got the hat,
Hey,
and maybe
love
he's
this
got a
hat.
Jet
I
shirt
got
on.
this-
We don't even know. It's green.
It's Jets.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I tell you
Don't
guys,
worry.
like,
If you guys are on tomorrow, I have a surprise for you.
but I tell you guys this, like, I believe in what Glenn is trying to do, and I hate that he's getting I mean, granted, it's been warranted because of what the season happened last year, but shit, Jimmy Johnson fucking won one game.
I mean, you can name them all. All the good ones. None of them start off great. And I didn't say this when Jake was on because I didn't want to be a thing. I don't, unfortunately, Snowball, I don't watch anything, Jake. It's too much sensationalism. I used to watch Jake.
I watched
I can't.
your face. You were polite. You were professional. I understand. I saw you like your mouth was pursed. I got it.
Because you're right, because he is all over everything
Yes.
and he
Yes.
just perpetuates it. It's like he and Joe Benigno and Greeny and all these people seem to be in a contest so they could win the prize for the most tortured Jet fan of all time. And it just feeds the narrative that we're a joke.
Yeah.
So, with all due respect to Jake, and great, he's got a following and all that. I stopped watching because I don't like the way he presents the take. But he can have his take, but
I understand, and I get it. You know, but like there is a level of entertainment. He is. Listen, I'm not going to put anything past him. Like he will talk football, and then he will have entertainment. So he's hitting a broad spectrum of people. Like, and that's the formula, right? It is the formula as to be successful, and he's proving it. The thing, I don't know what my point is after that, but you know what? Like, it is.
I see some people in the chat agree with me. That makes me feel better. I don't.
Well,
I mean, look, people can do what they want, but I
of
just
course.
I don't watch. I mean, that's just a choice.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's you're able to do that, which is great.
Right.
Like that's how it
fine.
should
Jake can do
be.
what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
That's
don't
how
like
it
it, change
should
the
be.
channel. I get it.
Right. And I did.
know?
I shut him
But-
off, and that's what got me on the BG show.
Look at what he has over there signed. He got the Wayne Corbett. I just saw it. The Wayne Corbett signed jersey in the back. Fucking
Can we
badass.
talk about Corbett? I want because I felt bad last week. By the way, the show last week, those women were inspiring.
Thank you.
I think that's great. My whole thing, and I didn't want to come across rude with the Corbett thing. I love Wayne Corbett. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of chatter because I think he is local and now he's kind of in the social media circle, very fan friendly about the number 80. And my whole point is I'm okay with that, but not before 85. Because when you look at the stat, I mean, look at the season Wesley Walker had, 81, 82. 1,400 yards and 19 yards per reception for a season in the early 80s when they hardly threw the ball, or not like they do now. So that was my whole Corbett thing, was I'm fine with the 80 thing, but you got to do 85 first. So I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, you're gonna talk to the Jets organization about that.
They don't want to hear from me.
They don't want to hear from you, and they don't want to hear from the rest of the fan base. That's the thing.
Well,
I
look,
got a
I-
question
they want.
about, this year's team that I'm getting nervous about.
well,
And I think this I'm feeling the swell building of this Tennessee game being a must win.
it
Um,
shouldn't be.
But
It
it's
should not.
getting there, Johnny. I'm listening to people. I see the chats. Oh, if you don't think it's a must win, you haven't been watching the Jets. It's one game. And then what's going to happen is they're going to lose it. I've already predicted this. And if I'm wrong, I'll be happy. And I'll let you guys can hammer on me. And the whole world, the Joe Beninganos and the Jake Asmans, and everybody's going to go wild. And that's going to set the tone.
I say this. I don't believe that it should be a must win. I get the reasoning why they're saying that. Your ex-coach, you got ex-players that are there. It's this huge buildup that's being built up for week one, where we got the new, shinier, more prettier things, and then we got the X's all over there.
But they're looking at it the other way.
Correct. So, like, I understand that's being built up because, yes, I mean, you're right, just everyone. It's going to go fucking haywire if they lose that game. It's going to go fucking bad. And I get it, I just, again, there is a long season. And if it's this game and they lose by, I don't know, let's just say 3 points, I'm not going to be like
10 points. Let's say it's a 10-point loss. Let's say it's
Yeah,
close
I'm
game
not-
and they put a touchdown up at the end and seal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking be like, oh my god, it's all over again. Now, if they get
wait and
blown,
see.
if they get
Wait.
blown out,
Well, let me ask this question. Let's go back to Coach Glick's question. Imagine that this is a new start. You got all these new players on defense. You got a new philosophy on defense. You got to learn how to play together on defense. You've injected all these rookies on offense. You brought in a new quarterback on offense. You brought in a new scheme on offense. Do we think they're just going to start week one and everybody's going to be in sync? Or would we say it's going to take a couple weeks for everybody to get on the same page?
it's gonna take a few weeks to get on the same page. I
Well,
mean,
then they might lose to Tennessee.
I'm going to make a prediction, and I don't know if everyone in the chat's going to agree with it, but I'm going to say half the teams in the NFL week one will lose. So,
I
like,
think if
you know-
I could bet on that, I would.
Yeah, listen. Every team is the same situation. They got to
right, exactly.
play. I think the thing is that everyone's looking at the fact that week 2, 3, and 4 are losses,
No, they're going to blow out the Packers.
but they're looking at it that way. They don't
I'm
think the Jets
predicting-
are good enough. They're not going to beat the Lions, or they're going to beat the Bears.
Storyline wise,
Every week is different.
yeah. Storyline wise, the Jets, it's a must win storyline wise. Statistically, no. Statistically, no. Record wise, no. But
Correct.
storyline, it you gotta shut everybody up week one. And if they win, we sit there, shut the F up. Let's go on to week
but
2.
I just don't.
And also, Jet 71, I am a big, strong believer in the power of the collective mind.
I know you are.
And if the collective mind thinks, now I don't want you to be the leader of the collective mind, because then our season is shot. But
No, I think we're going to have 10 wins.
okay, but I like the positive, if you start from the beginning and you are like, this season is the season. Right, exactly. But what I'm saying is, be positive from the jump, from the rip. Go.
I am positive this team is going to win 10 games. I am
Okay.
positive they're going to blow out the Packers in week 2. I don't think they're going to beat Tennessee in week 1.
so like, dude, I would fucking love 10 wins. I'd be the happiest guy in the entire world because we got over that hurdle, right? Remember last year was, can he get us coming out of the bye week and we could win a game? And that's a huge hurdle. And we were all fucking joyful as shit and everything, right? Everybody tends to forget that,
Yeah.
but I remember it. Can that
Right.
happen with the season? I think so, man. I think they have the
I think they
coaches
have it.
in
Let me throw this
place.
angle out there. This is an angle I like, and I haven't heard many people talk about it, but I think the early schedule helps the Jets.
100% to get towards the end and they keep building up.
No, they've got 3 teams against the NFC North. If Aaron Glenn can't coach and put a game plan together against those 3 teams,
Yeah.
that's my point.
He's been there,
They got
done
to
that.
play a game at Tennessee. Snowball, you're right. They win that game. Aaron Glenn is familiar with the next 3 teams on the schedule. He played 2 games a year against them while he was in Detroit, or coached for one of them. That is the best shot for him and the staff to take a big step forward to saying, hey, we got big boy pants on over here. We know how to coach. We can put game plans together. We understand the other team. And now they come out with 2 or 3 wins, and everybody's talking differently.
So Johnny, thank you, Jet71, for saying that, because now, from now on, if anyone comes out on social media and comes up with that story, it's because of Jet71, and he did it on Jets Worldwide.
And I'm going to say it tomorrow. I'm going to say it now every week. I'm going to be the leader in the clubhouse on that.
Hell yeah. Afram, we get 10 wins?
Why not? I think if this team executes the game plan, every week they get better and better and better, and they'll finish on a winning streak because they gel together, just like Parcells used to have his team. It took a while, and then they gelled, and then they kept winning and winning and winning. I also think that weeks 3 and 4, those teams are not going to take the Jets seriously and may be laxed when they play us.
Let me ask
I've
you.
seen that before, and that might be to their demise. So, and I kind of Glick's coach's comment 3-0. I could see that.
Let me ask you guys this, because I was looking at the schedule, and are you scared of the Tennessee Titans?
No.
I'm not. Are you scared of the Green Bay Packers with a Packerless, what's his name that's not playing because he's injured? Parsons, right?
They haven't won when he was out of the lineup. They haven't won since.
Exactly, right? Detroit Lions, the Lions are kind of on a decline. Would you guys agree with that?
No.
You know, Chicago
relies on the defense.
I think that's a tough game.
You know,
they got a hell of a defense, John.
Yeah,
they
so
rely on
Bears
that
defense
defense.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, are you chucking it up as a loss off the rip?
No.
I don't think any game is a guaranteed loss.
Right. None of those games are guaranteed losses. But I would say of the first 4 games, that
The
Bear
Bears.
game is the toughest win.
Yes, which agreed. I'm agreed. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's keep going. Then week 5, right? Where shout out to our guy Boy Green. We will be there with BG. We are part of the tailgate that he and Woody have. We cannot wait. Week 5 is going to be a great time. Guys, it is week 5. I cannot wait for that game. But we play the Browns. Is that game a game that we could win as well?
Yes.
Are you guys scared? No.
Nope.
Exactly. I'm not scared of them. Then we go to the Pat toilets. Okay?
That's the game I want.
Exactly.
I want that one too.
Right? So the next two games are the Patriots and the Dolphins. Can we go ahead and win back-to-back divisional games?
Why
We
not?
need to. You want to stop the narrative and shit like that? Those are the must-win games. That's where it's a must-win for me.
I think the Jets have to win some division games, obviously. I think they are going to beat at least New England and or the Bills, perhaps split with them and sweep Miami. I think the difference this year is the Jets can use I think this will be a team they can use what they learned from the last year as we need to be better this year in these spots. And I think that starts with the coaches. And I think it will trickle down to the team.
After that, guess who we play next? We get Mendoza.
We don't know that.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Probably
Right?
Cousins.
We don't know he's going to be playing. Could be Cousins.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Cousins.
Because
So, yeah, there it is.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I was going to put it up. Right.
Week 5, baby. Boyd Green and Woody, New York Jets ticket and tailgate experience. Look at all the people that are going to be there. Can't wait. Chef Kev. David Bailey is going to be there, right?
Or Luby.
That's Luby, you know, but we're making that the people think that, you know. Anyway, we got Pops. We got this weirdo in a poncho. We got our guy Snowball. Then we got, you know, Bret Hart over there, Mr. Woody himself, and then the man BG in the building. So we cannot wait. Cannot wait for this event. Cannot wait to eat. Cannot wait to see everybody. But to keep going, then we play the Chiefs. Are the Chiefs on a decline?
I don't think so. But
I don't think so either. They still got Patrick Mahomes. I always say that.
Will he be
regardless of what
playing?
it is.
by the time they
That's-
play us, yeah.
We'll see.
Then we got
he's ready, but yeah.
then we got the Buffalo Bills.
I think that's the team that's headed for the biggest decline. People love Joe Brady. I don't.
Yeah, I do. But
New head coach. New
I like
head
Joe
coach.
Brady.
What have they given Josh Allen to work with that's better?
I mean, it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is fucking good.
Yes, but the point is they were trying to get better than last year. I don't know that firing the head coach and bringing in this offensive coordinator and not doing a lot with the personnel is going to make a big difference.
It's been
It's
the
not
same
like they
thing.
brought Bill Walsh in there.
Could
It's
this
been the
be?
same thing for years.
But look, okay, don't kill me. Okay, don't kill me. But the same thing was said about the New York Knicks when they fired Tim Thibodeau.
Oh, here we go again.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we play
Josh Allen has carried that team on his back for years.
Years.
See that this is the stretch that
And we can beat Josh Allen. We've done that.
exactly.
Done it with Zach Wilson.
See, guys, and this is the
And
stretch
Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
This is the stretch that worries me because it's the Chiefs, then the Bills, then the Chargers.
Yeah.
But I think Ephraim said something important, and kind of what I was alluding to. We got all these new things coming in the beginning of the year. As the season goes on, the team will get better.
Mhm.
This is the type of team with the young talent they have to mix with the old. When the young players start to play better and they start to gel with the experience, I think this team gets better. I think this is a team that's like 4-4 fighting around there, and they could rip off the last 6 out of 8 or something like that. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen here.
It's a tough schedule towards the end of the season. It is tough.
Well, it's good.
It
The
is.
Jets, every game is tough.
I mean, shout out to our guy Mark Sacchetti that rhymes with spaghetti. Says the D on the Bills are very thin. I mean, that's very true. They have a lot of aging guys in there, and then the guy that was the mastermind behind all of that is gone. So yeah. I mean, you guys are right, Afram and Jet 71 in regards to that. I don't know. I'm not so like. I don't think the schedule is as crazy as a lot of individuals are putting it out to be there. That could be me being very optimistic again, you know. But I just
think
don't.
the difference, Johnny, is people are looking at the quarterbacks on the schedule.
Exactly.
And just looking at they got to play Mahomes and they got to play Allen twice and they got to play the pay toilets twice and they have to play what's his name, the Detroit and the Bears and
Jared
they got all these quarterbacks on this.
Caleb. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
think
basing it on what happened last year.
Well, I was going to say, Afram mentioned it before, right? We have nothing else to go on, though, Afram. All we have is in the past because we can't predict the future.
Yeah,
So-
but that's no. But here's the problem, and this is what ticks me off.
Good.
Because I hear it because I watch a lot of the shows. You make an excuse. You make the excuse that look what the Raiders had and Gino to work with. Then you come back. But he threw 15 TDs. But you just said to me that because of what he had, it caused him to throw the 15 TDs. But you use it against him there as one thought, and you contradict yourself when you talk about it when he's playing the team that he was on. Okay, right? So you bring up two different scenarios, and this is what you look at what you had there, then you look what you have now, and you can't base what you have from last year with what you have now. Okay,
For every team.
anything. Parcell, everyone says, look what Parcells did with the Jets when he came in '98, right? And he came in '97, and look, he took that whole defense and he made them a championship team. Well, guess what? No one talks about the 60% of guys that he got rid of on that defense and brought his own players in. It wasn't the same players. He brought his own people in, and he made the changes that needed to be made, and he put a team together, and he had the coaches for that. You're not able to, and this is what happened last year. There was guys that didn't want to play and guys who quit on the team, and they got rid of a lot of guys. And I think the element is gone, and let's see what he could do with these guys, these young guys who come from winning teams, and they buy in, and they got the good coaching behind them. If that defense gels, that offense gels, guess what? We have a winning program.
100%.
Simple as that.
And we got our guy, Nick Shine, the Nick Shine Show. He says DMR for life. Hey, you got to email your info so they can send you your Corvette mini helmet. So, Devin, you know what time it is. Send them guys their stuff over there.
Speaking of, I never got your email. You said it was in the chat. I never went in. I'm just saying, but then just throwing it out there.
It's here. Look, go to the private chat. I put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. This is my problem. No, I see nothing. I see studio, 4 people. I see nothing in there.
Hold on.
No, then there's private chat.
I'm in the private chat.
Yeah.
Here we go again. No, oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Okay. So yeah, I'm with you, Johnny. I don't think they're facing a gauntlet, but I do think it's the quarterbacks that people are looking at. The other thing I think people are forgetting, this is a team, they're going to bully people on the ground. I think this is going to be a team that runs the ball to set up the pass. And I think that's the key.
Yeah.
That's what Frank's known for.
You're going to see play action all over the place.
Correct.
I
And I
cannot
think
wait.
they have the quarterback to do it, and I think they have the play caller to do it. I think it's going to be different. I just think it's going to be way different than last year.
Can't wait.
And I think the biggest thing is number 16.
You think?
He plays like he can.
Yeah.
Who is going to guard him? Do you double team Garrett at that point still? Or you got to worry about this guy? Because the linebackers are not going to be able to keep up with him.
I worry about him. I think we're set, and you talk about Sadiq, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am the biggest concern I have is for that young man, because I have seen the Jet fan base do this to players. They get all into the hype, and they expect 22 sacks as a rookie. No offense to Phil, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you got a tight end here who has a lot to learn. He has a couple of bad games, slow start. We're 6 games in, and everybody's screaming about what's going on with Sadiq.
Just so you want. I'm sorry, Snowball. Go.
No, I was just saying that, high hopes for the Raiders had high hopes for Brock Bowers. From
I don't
day
think
one.
this is the same kind of player coming out of college, though.
No, he might be more athletically gifted.
Yeah, but I
Brock
also don't
Bowers.
think he had the production.
So just 71, what I've been saying about Sadiq. So I think Mason Taylor is going to have a huge year. I've been saying that because I think Sadiq is going to open up something that we've not had in such a long time, that the person that's going to benefit from it, it's going to be Mason Taylor. They're going to do things. And I think that Frank and Seth, what they're working on, right? I think they're building in this mad scientific lab, okay, a something that we haven't seen in forever, dude. It was killing me last year that we were not using our tight ends at all.
Okay, but here's a question: you get 5 targets on offense.
All 5 targets are going to go to Mason Taylor because
No.
Sadiq is going to open.
You
it
got
up.
a running back, a tight end, and 3 wide receivers. You're looking at Garrett, Mitchell, and Coop.
Yep.
You have a running back and 2 tight ends. You got Taylor and Sadiq and Garrett and which other guy? Someone is going to not be on the field. And
Yep.
those people are going to be the rookies. And so when the odd man out has to be chosen, there's only so many times. You can only have 5 guys in the room. So they're going to be playing off each other. And at the end of the day, you're right. Taylor has experience. Mitchell has experience. Garrett has experience. Brees has experience. So it's Sadiq and Cooper that are going to be switching off. And we're making it like, oh, they got this huge plan for Sadiq. Okay, when's he getting on the field?
Maybe he's a red zone threat.
Right. Okay. So, but the point is how many times are they going to be in the red zone? Right. And so it's not this
A
constant.
lot. A lot. A
Yes.
lot of red
The
zone.
thought
Every
process is
Every drive, they're going
That's
to be
right.
in the red
Damn
zone.
it.
Yeah.
thought process is either one of those guys on the field, the defense has to think about who's going to cover one of them.
I get it. But what I'm
Because
saying
no one
is
knows who's going to get the ball.
right. And I agree with that. Like all of those targets are great. What I'm saying is just based in the rookie pool, we have these expectations for these rookies. And at the end of the day, there's only so many opportunities because you have Garrett, because you have Brees, because you have Taylor. So when people are looking at a game and Sadiq has 2 targets, both in the red zone, and he doesn't catch a touchdown, everybody's going to go crazy. And the reality of it is the only opportunities he had were those times.
Well, how long are they going to sustain a drive for also? Like, are we playing long ball, short ball? Like, that's the other thing, because the longer you sustain a drive, the more opportunities you're going to have to get these kids in. So
I think they're going to take shots. I think they have all the speed. Reich likes 3 wide receivers. Gino likes to throw the ball down the field. I think you got Garrett. I think you got Cooper. I think you got Mitchell. I think you got guys that go down the field. I don't think they want the 6-yard passing game that we lived with Rodgers or any of the other guys we've had since Donald. They're going to take shots because the only way you open up the run game with the pass is if you throw down the freaking field. If you play within 10 yards, it doesn't matter who's good. So I think we're going to see a lot of shot plays. I think we're going to see more big plays out of this offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
nope, you're right.
Look, and you're right, just so you. So normally he's always run the more traditional West Coast type of offense, Frank. But he started really modernizing himself with running more of a 12 personnel with the 2 tight ends.
Okay, so which wide receiver do you want off the field?
The rookie,
Cooper.
Yeah.
So is everybody going to go wild when Cooper's not producing?
They should not. Because he's a rookie. That would be my that would be my stance.
Okay.
Until proven otherwise. Until proven otherwise.
Exactly.
Would you have the same stance for Sadiq?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would.
Like if they went the other way and said we're going 3 wide receivers, so Cooper's going to play, but Sadiq's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's
Fair
a rookie. Like my
But you know who won't? Jake and Greeny and Beningo and all those guys are not going to have that take.
Yeah, the expectation shouldn't be put so much on this because it's what we want it now. We want that New York minute, right? We want that instant coffee, and all of that. You got a guy that's so gifted in the way he is. I don't know. It's going to be. I think it's going to be really rotational, right? I think whoever
Nick's saying that, and I agree.
Whoever has the hot hand. My hope it's Brees Hall. And I hope fucking Brees Hall is the one that's fucking killing it. I think he's going to have a big year.
If we put 30 points on the scoreboard, no one's going to give a shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
No,
exactly.
And if Sadiq is in there and he's in the red zone and he draws a guy and frees up a guy and that guy gets a touchdown, I'm happy with that.
Fuck yeah.
I know, but again, and I think Nick's right. I don't think there's a set lineup. I think it's going to be rotational, and it's great to say on a show like this, oh, if he draws a guy, but when you're looking at the box score on Wednesday and you got nothing, it's a different look. That's all I'm saying.
Shit,
Well-
the only thing I care about the box score is with the fucking
The
W.
W. We're
That's
getting
it.
10 of them. 10 of them. We're going to lose to Tennessee and blow out the Packers.
There you go.
2.5 seconds is all I have to say.
8-0. We're going 8-0. First 8 games.
Wow.
Afrom Jet 71 guys, it's been awesome having you guys on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So on
It's over.
Sunday we will.
Oh, aren't we doing?
We're doing a takeover on Sunday.
Yeah. The yep, yes.
I don't want to. I mean, it's your show, so.
Yes. No, you can say the Boy Green stuff. Yeah, BG.
And
Yes.
don't we
we
have
will.
Coffee Club to espresso tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
That's true.
forgot about that. So, but dude, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. I thank you guys for coming on. Next week we are going to take a little bit of a break. I
A
say
day
that.
off?
Somebody is traveling to a
Listen, you're in
beautiful
media,
country.
boys. Don't get sick.
So
Someone
No.
take your job.
I'm traveling, so
That's it. Someone's gonna take your spot. You're out.
I'll be in Rome. So
Oh, nice.
I'm taking my uncle, and he's landing. I'll be in Rome with him. The hotel I've already checked, like the Wi-Fi sucks, so I'm not going to be able to do anything there. So I'll wait until I get to home base, and we'll pick it up the week following. Next week is a week off, so.
and I'm
That's
supposed to
good.
go see Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a good show. I saw him in Vegas. That's a good show.
Yeah, dude, he's been on my bucket list. I want to
Oh.
see him before he goes. So
It's a great show.
he's out here in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Once he starts to play, don't you think I'm sexy? I'm gonna go.
You're gonna jump on stage?
Damn, Skippy, baby, throw that shit around.
Yeah. No, this was great. I love the football talk. Finally, we're getting back to something to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, we can. So anytime with us here, but we do love to bring in the fans and be able to showcase. I mean, last week's episode was
Great.
awesome. Shout out to Liz. Liz is great, but we can't wait. We're having more people come on. This is not stopping.
The last several shows were great, bringing in all the Hall
Yeah.
of Fame fans.
Yeah, the fans and stuff, and it's coming. There's more to come.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like I can't stop coming. That's my problem
that's right.
with
You
the
know,
show.
just in waves, right?
Look at
Gentlemen,
Jet 71's face.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck to say to that.
This
So,
never ends with
I'm
you.
doing
We
the
had a
same
good show up till
thing.
now.
I'm just sitting here quietly.
the best thing to do is when he starts talking like this, just be like, you know what, have a great night. I'll see you next week. Whatever, or on Saturday.
Oh, it'll be tomorrow. Then you're taking a week off.
Exactly.
So
All right. Yeah.
Well, when we come back, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of heads up, we cannot wait. We actually having Amari Brown is going to be on the show here, so we can't wait to have him. He's going to talk nothing but New York Jets. We're going to talk about training camp,
Yeah.
whatever's going to be coming out of that. So we coming back with a bang. We cannot wait for that. After that, we are having the Mad Jetter, hopefully, all the way from Europe. Another die-hard Jet fan is supposed to be coming on with us on the 14th. The logistics and all that, we still got to figure it out because the time difference and everything.
Right.
But we can't wait for that. And we got a lot more to come on, so we can't wait.
I'll be overseas and he'll be overseas, so it'll definitely be worldwide.
You want me to talk to OG, see if he wants to come on the show?
Yes.
Yes. Give him a
And please, can we have Jet 71 talk to him?
call. Right.
Listen, I can't do it anymore with this. I mean, it's now going to be August.
53 years, okay? That's how long we had to wait.
Don't turn into pay toilet fans over this, huh?
If the Jets win the Super Bowl, it's going to be a year
Yeah.
straight
Ooh,
of just pure dead ass being a dick.
Yeah.
With winning the Super
Are
Bowl.
we gonna do? We're gonna just go. We're gonna do that. We're just gonna go pay toilet after one bowl.
Fuck yes.
Of course.
Yeah. All right.
Super Bowl 3. And we're still
Tell me when
talking
you're
about
gonna
it.
get it. When are
I
you
mean,
going to get it
shit.
again?
And big
Well,
shout out to
I mean-
Boy Green. I don't know if you guys saw the Earl Christie. I watched it later.
Yes.
Holy shit! What
I
an
saw it
Earl!
today.
Earl Christie, man, shout him out. He's so awesome.
He was juiced up.
Yes, he was, man.
Yeah.
And game plan, get every living person who is on the Super Bowl III team and get them together. And before every game the Jets play this season, have them give the motivational speech.
Nick Shine says, "We win, I will never wear pants again." It's out for life. It's so true.
The question
guys,
is Johnny wearing pants right now?
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
don't
that's
you
questions
think I'm
we don't wanna know
sexy?
the answers to. No.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Love that, right? Just like you love the Knicks. Let's go, Knicks.
Knicks. Friggin' Knicks.
Knicks in 5.
Knicks at 5,
I don't
baby.
even know what that means anymore.
It means everything. It means everything. Like when you go to shake somebody's hand, right? Just think Knicks in 5. It's the new handshake.
In this 5, the Knicks are here.
Yeah.
And by the way, one quick thing. I know you want to get out of here. You said you didn't want LeBron Center anywhere near the Knicks, and he's in Philly. Do you know anything about geography?
I know.
Philadelphia is as close to the Knicks as you can get.
But look, he's
He's
not.
not near the building.
He's in the
not
same division.
He's not in the building.
Yeah, and he's
The
not.
talk was that he was going to be a Knick.
And I'm glad he's not a Celtic either.
and he's not a net.
That would have been the place for him to go. Nothing good happens in Brooklyn.
Did you guys see that his jersey sold out after he made that announcement?
Oh, I can't stand
That
the
quick?
guy. I
Me
can't
neither.
stand him. I can't stand him more than I can't stand the Knicks.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
Well, always knew you were a Knicks fan, so it's all good. But
That's
boys, check
All
out
right,
this.
thanks,
Check
guys.
out this. This video.
Oh yeah. What do you
Phil?
have?
Phil,
we're
Phil, if you're watching this, we thought that this was the perfect song to start the season, okay, and end the show tonight.
Right.
So-
Training camp rookies report Tuesday. So this is the perfect song, Johnny. You're right.
With that being said, guys, this has been another episode of
Nice
Jets,
meeting you, Jet 71.
Same.
Worldwide, wide.
and we're out. Later, guys.
It's the story of a bunch of Jet fans who are trying not to think about a game we're likely going to lose in a few hours. This helps to ease our pain. It's the story of John and Snowball who are trying to make their channel thrive, but chasing after likes and subscriptions, it's tough to stay alive. But there's one thing we've been praying for together, 'cause the Jets are still the apple of our eye. A Super Bowl parade in New York City, just once before we die. Before we die. Before we die. A Super Bowl parade just once before we die.
die.
Please.